It's just
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Can't complain.
a
Can't
lot
complain.
of projects under construction.
Busy man.
Yeah.
Try really hard, you probably think of something.
We are now, yes.
Calling to order the April 16th meeting of the Historic Resources Commission here in room 204, 111 North Front Street. The time is now 4 p.m. The next business meeting of the commission will be Thursday, May 7th, 2026 at noon in room 205 next door. With the next hearing of the commission being Thursday, May 21st, 2026 at 4 p.m. here in room 204, 111 North Front Street. If you could raise your right hand, do you swear to tell the truth in your testimony before the commission this evening?
Yes, I do. My name is Morgan Graff. Thank you.
Thank you, Morgan. And introduction of the commissioners here present this evening, starting on my far right.
Hi, good evening, Bharat Pasti.
Clyde Henry.
Joseph McCabe.
Stuart Gibney.
Matt Leisure.
And is there anything for public forum this evening?
No items for public forum at this
Okay.
time.
And I also see overview of hearing format in bold. That's new.
That is new. We were trying to keep our agendas kind of consistent. It was just kind of overviewing the process that we go through during a meeting. Just of course that chair will vote for a motion. There will be a motion by one of the commissioners, a second by another commissioner, and things of that nature. So I will bring additional documentation next meeting, but we were just trying to keep our agendas kind of consistent for each commission. So,
Great.
thank you.
Okay, thank you. We don't actually truly have an approval of staff approvals at this point, correct?
We do. So our staff approvals start on page 8.
Got it.
Yes.
I make a motion to enter this into the permanent record.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Having a motion and a second, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, abstention, motion passes. Moving on to approval of the minutes from the last meeting, which is Thursday, March 19th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Having a motion and a second, any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, abstention, motion passes. On to certificates of appropriateness this evening. Morgan?
All right. I need to pull up the documents real quick and then we can begin with number 1. Go away. Do you mind if I give you this to Ian? Evening, okay, thank you. Just until you leave. All right. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. All right. Since you are here to help me, Nolan, then I will take this to my advantage for screen sharing. Okay, so first application is COA 2600-170-5895 Olentangy Boulevard. We have an applicant for that property. Okay. And then I'll begin reading the staff report while you're coming up to the table, yes. All right, so this is construct a new 10-foot by 12-foot, 11-foot, 6-inch garden shed per submitted materials. Shed siding to be 7¼ hardy board to match siding reveal on main home. At the April business meeting, the commissioner noted the following. Commission asked applicant to verify with Building and Zoning Services that the proposed size of the shed can be installed on gravel and does not need a foundation. Commission requested applicant to provide additional drawings of the sides and rear elevation to understand the overall design, and they requested drawings to be revised to include an appropriate 1-foot overhang for the eaves, similar in style to the example photo that the applicant submitted. Applicant has submitted revised materials, including revised drawings to indicate a foot overhang and clarification that sheds under 200 square feet do not require a building permit and does not require a foundation. Building and Zoning recommends grading out 4 inches to 6 inches of crushed stone for drainage. Staff recommends to approve application COA 2600-170, 5895 Ontario Boulevard in the Old Beachwald Historic District as submitted. Basis for staff rec is Columbus Register of Historic Properties, Garages and Outbuildings, page 86.
If you could raise your right hand.
Yeah.
Do you swear to tell the truth in the testimony before the commission this evening? If you could state your full name and association for the record.
Yeah, Patrick G. Bigler.
Okay, and your association with the property?
I'm owner.
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I will open this up to the commission for any questions, clarifications, and comments. I
have no questions.
mean, the applicant has revised some clarifications on overhangs and trims.
No windows. Is that right? Okay. I'm good with it.
Building and zoning clarified.
All good.
It's fine.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Having a motion and a second, any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion passes. Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Have a good day.
On to Case number 2.
All right. This is another staff recommended item. This is COA 2600-192, 57 Riverview Park Drive. This application is to add new canvas awnings to one side of the screen porch and windows per submitted materials. HPO staff is in support of the proposed awnings since they are in character and style of the period of home. Since the awning style and framing varies from staff approved criteria, it was added to the agenda for commission review and approval. At the April business meeting, the commission did not have quorum at the business meeting to be able to move it to staff approval, but the commissioners present were in support of the proposed awning design location, and that is in keeping with the style of home. Staff recommends to approve application COA 2600-170 for 57 Riverview Park Drive, Old Beachwald Historic District. Basis of staff rec is Columbus Register of Historic Properties, awnings, page 60. I have to update that.
I will swear in the applicant. If you could raise your right hand, do you swear to tell the truth in your testimony for the commission this evening?
Yes.
If you could state your full name and association with the property for record.
Ty Marsh, owner.
Okay. And is there any questions or comments before the commission this evening?
No, I move to approve.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Having a motion and a second, any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Abstention? Motion passes. Thank you.
Thanks. Well, I'm here. Can I ask an additional question on
Sure.
this?
Nope.
So if I have a landscaping plan for all that, I need to bring that.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you can actually discuss it with staff. There's a chance it might be able to be moved to staff approval and you don't even have to come.
Yeah,
You just gotta-
depending what's in the material.
Just work with staff on that.
Yeah.
It's ways off, but I just wanted to check.
You're fine.
Okay.
Thanks for double checking.
Thank
Thank
you for
you.
asking. Yeah.
Appreciate you.
On to case number 3. 683 Kimball Place. If anybody's here, they can head up for it. And if you want to start your report.
Yeah, thank you, Commissioner. Okay, this is to construct a new 24 by 24 foot detached garage. Materials to include restoration smooth vinyl siding, 4.5-inch color granite gray, smooth wood trim. There will be 2 Amar Heritage 9-foot by 7-foot carriage house doors, garage doors, no hardware. Half-light metal person door. Owens Corning Estate Gray, 3-tab shingle from the approved list, K-style gutters, and a concrete apron. Per the 1921-1951 Volume 5 Sanborn map, the property previously had a single-story garage located in the rear property in a similar location to what is being proposed. Current design is also represents similar design and materials of previously approved new construction garages in the districts. At the April business meeting, the commission did not have quorum at the time, but were wanting to move at the business meeting, but would have moved it to staff approval if they had quorum, because they were in support of the garage. They requested the following additional items: location of sconces to be depicted in the elevation drawings, and to include measurement for the overhang of eaves to be at least 12 inches minimum. Applicants submitted revised drawings to include overhang at 12 inches minimum, and where the proposed light sconces will be installed. Staff recommends to approve application COA 26-00224-683 Kimball Place of Old Oaks Historic District as submitted with the following condition: just for the light fixtures to also be installed to the side of the man doors located on the north and south elevation. Basis of staff rec is standards for new construction, CC 311612, and Columbus Register of Historic Properties, garages and outbuildings, pages 86 through 87.
If you could raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth in your testimony before the commission this evening?
Yes.
If you could state your full name and association with the property for record.
Josh Jewell, project manager.
Okay.
Yeah. I move to approve.
Can I ask one question?
I was gonna say, there's a motion. Let's get a second.
Yeah.
Second. So motion, a second. So if we can now discuss
We can
this.
discuss.
Okay, all right. So very basic question. So you're not proposing any landscape or fences or anything like that in this project? Okay. If you do that, you'll have to come back for a second application. So
Oh.
just clarifying that, but the site plan is fine as far as I'm concerned. Yeah.
How big is the pad currently? Let's just call it, is it 24 by 24? Or are you gonna
No,
leave some concrete there?
I'm gonna say it's like 20. I mean, it's close to that. It's got like a weird curve around
Bigger or
it.
smaller?
It's smaller, if anything.
Okay. I was gonna say, if any of that was gonna be existing, I would just ask that you update that drawing that shows where the garage is sitting. You know, put a little dotted line of if there's a sidewalk or if any of that you're gonna keep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's, you know, because it looks like that apron and that sidewalk are quite lovely to get to the house, I
Yeah.
think, right? We're on the right thing here. That's so great. So if you can just jot that in.
So, yeah,
and send
so
that to staff.
update the plan with the sidewalk that's existing.
Okay.
So we know that it's there
That
in your
it's
plan.
Still
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
And I did want to clarify, as the applicant, you are okay with the staff recommended change? Morgan, you had suggested, was it the moving of the light fixtures?
Just adding additional light fixtures near the man doors.
Yep.
Yeah, since it was only depicted, I think, on the front.
So any
elevation.
condition on approval would be, and if it's okay with the motioner and the seconder, would be that you submit a revised drawing with adding those fixtures.
Okay.
Yes.
Shows the light, shows the sidewalk.
Okay. Yep.
You're okay with that?
Yep.
Okay,
Good.
great.
Yep.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote then. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion passes. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Going on to case number 4, 1810 Bryden Road.
Okay. This is replace non-historic porch roof on south elevation with new roof design. New roof design to replicate rear porch design on current structure, including other homes in the neighborhood. Roof material to be either membrane or flat seam metal. Install brackets to match existing on home. Install new beadboard soffit and porch ceiling, and install K-style gutters. HBO staff was unable to locate photographic evidence of the original porch detail and roof, but based on existing conditions of the rear porch roof and roof detailing on the home, the current walkout porch roof appears to have been a later alteration of the property. At the April business meeting, the commission did not have quorum at the business meeting to be able to move it to staff approval, but the commissioners' presence were in support of the proposed porch. They requested the following additional items, just to verify if a flat seam metal roof would be fine for the proposed pitch. If so, would they be fine with either option of metal or rubber for roofing material. Staff recommends approval of application COA 26-00240, 1810 Bryden Road in the Bryden Road Historic District as submitted. Basis of staff rec is 311611, standards for alteration, and Columbus Register of Historic Properties, porches and stoops, page 18.
If you could raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth in your testimony before the commission this evening?
I do.
If you could state full name and association with the property for record.
Juliet Bullock, and I'm the architect for the owner.
Thank you. And by the way, just kudos, this is a real win of putting this back on the house. It's going to make the front of the house look so complete. But I will open this up to the commission for discussion and/or if you could clarify just what is going to happen with the roofing material at this point.
Well, we're getting pricing. That's
Okay.
the issue. She would like to do a flat seam metal if she could. If not, we're going to do a black membrane.
Black membrane, okay.
Yeah, but
Both occur in that district. So I think we
Mhm.
were, as a commission, we were okay with either decision. I think you'll have to make a decision before staff can actually provide you a certificate of appropriateness so that we
Yeah,
have
just
which one you're going to go with on record and document in your packet.
clarify that. I just would also like to add, it's a beautiful house and
It's a great
the
house.
interior is amazing as well. And my client did a lot of research trying to find what it originally looked like. And we not only took precedent from the back edition, but we found one house that was somewhat similar to this because it has a unique, covered area and uncovered area porch. So, it's not your porch all the way across the front. So we think this is pretty authentic.
Yeah, I know the house that you referenced to.
Yeah, do you?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, if there's no other questions, comments?
Motion to approve as submitted.
Okay, there's a motion. Is there a second? Second. Okay, having a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, abstention, motion passes. Thank you.
Very much.
Take care.
Moving-
Have a good one.
On to case number 5, 794 Front Street.
All right. This is a continued application. Actually, let's swear in before I go through this. This is a longer staff report if that
Okay,
works.
not a problem. If you could raise your right hand, you swear to tell the truth in your testimony for the commission this evening.
I do.
Full name and association with the property for record.
I'm Oni, architect for the project.
Okay, welcome, John.
Thank you, Commissioner. Okay. All right, so this is going to be for exterior alterations. North elevation changes is to remove a portions of CMU block for 2 new storefront windows, remove existing coping, install new parapet with metal coping. Where previous coping is removed, install new brick veneer per submitted materials, install row lock sills and lintels, and add lighter brick oyster gray smooth band under corbelling detail. West elevation will be remove existing CMU block for 3 new storefront windows, remove existing concrete steps, existing entry, brick veneer, brick retaining wall, and coping, install new parapet with metal coping where previous one was removed, install new brick veneer over existing CMU wall, install row lock sills and lintels, and add lighter brick oyster gray smooth band under corbelling detail as well. Install new black wrought iron fence with brick veneer piers to be 4 feet 4 inches in height. South elevation is to remove a portion of CMU block for 1 storefront opening, 1 door, and 1 garage door opening. Remove existing coping, install new full view overhead garage door, install 2 new full light man doors, and new storefront window door entry system. Install row lock lintels, add lighter brick oyster gray smooth band under corbelling detail, and install new wrought iron guardrail with black finish with vertical pickets. Existing windows above proposed garage door to remain. Staff analysis for the property. Property was revised drawings based on commissioner feedback provided at the February hearing. Changes include the light colored brick panels and the frieze on the 3 elevations, the row lock sills and lintels on all new openings, window openings, and guardrail to be vertical pickets. The minutes are included from the February hearing. Would the commission like me to review those at this time or?
If you want to provide just a summary of the important highlights, that'd be great.
Yeah, of course. Commissioner stated that it appears that previous alterations have covered over the front facade with current stucco brick veneer from the 70s. Consider revising the design to support the historic facade or to pick up cues from the original design, such as the opening sizes or details from the 70s photos. Consider adding the decorative banding of different color brick at the top, with the change being a nod to what was originally there, either for dark color body or light color band or vice versa. And in support of widening the central mullions of the windows to make the windows slender, and asked applicant to revise them in the drawings, which the applicant has done with the revised materials. At the April business meeting, commissioners provided the following feedback. They asked applicant to clarify if the guardrail pickets on new entryway, if they are to be installed individually in the concrete or for the railing system to have a bottom rail. They asked to update drawings and provide detailed drawings of the railing. They asked applicant to clarify the dimensions of the soldier coursing. They requested applicant to include landscaping in their site plan if they are intending to add landscaping in the new green space behind the wrought iron fencing. And with that, staff recommends to approve application for 794 South Front Street in the Brewery District as submitted with the following conditions. Applicant to submit updated landscaping plan to be reviewed at a future hearing. Basis of staff rec is 311611, standards for alteration, Columbus Register of Historic Properties, architectural guidelines, fences, page 76. And that is all from us. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anything the applicant would like to add before we just jump into comments, questions as a commission? Is there anything you would like to add before we go into some comments and
No,
questions
I
on our
think you
own?
mentioned rollout soldier courses is what we did over the windows and then.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you mind moving the mic a little closer?
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
I do want to ask staff, you guys, I think, have a rendering up that's not most current based on our packet.
Oh, no, it was just for previous materials.
Okay.
And then the new rendering and stuff. Yeah. No, you're fine.
There it is.
The one question I just had for the applicant, if you even want to go down to the next slide.
Number 3, 4.
Yep. So see where the railing is? That's, I'm actually just going to approach the screen. If you need to do this at any point. feel
Yeah.
free to. So on the other screen. It's just where this railing comes down. There's no bottom picket on the rail or anything. And like, it looks like all the pickets just kind of go into the cap or the concrete. Or what's that detail like?
I'm sorry, the vertical, it'd be like 6-foot spacings and the vertical post between
Okay.
the railings will be anchored to the.
You're going to have to really speak up.
Is that better? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe those are like 6-foot sections on that section. So the vertical post will go into the concrete. The rest will be horizontal top and bottom.
Okay. So there'll be a bottom
Yes.
rail.
Correct.
Okay.
Or just sort of.
I mean, I think that warrants a rendering or drawing that looks
Yeah,
correct.
maybe a little cleaner
The-
perspective.
There is a section of that, but it doesn't show that. So in your detail two, on the,
Cool.
On 5. Page.
yeah, that one right there.
Thank you.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, you might just update that section there.
Yep, will do.
And I think probably most critically is just whatever you have for a landscape plan, have
Yeah.
it come back. There's no proposed signage or lighting or anything else on the outside of this?
So the landscape plan should have like a species of shrub and a size, that kind of, just something so we know what is being approved. Conceptually, I don't have an issue with anything. I guess the one question is just clarify the cap on your walls. Is that a true limestone? Is that what you were looking at?
The cap on the walls with,
On your piers and your,
oh, yes, that's correct.
okay, perfect. Yeah,
I like that.
yeah, it's a nice detail. Yeah.
Go good with the blonde.
Brick. So
Yeah.
potentially maybe
Pays homage to the building before, so.
with the potential for maybe the applicant submitting some modifications, do you want to make a motion?
Sure. Motion to approve?
Sure.
Motion to approve with the conditions that the applicant update the drawings for the railings.
Thank you.
I guess that's it.
Second.
Having a motion and a second, is there any further discussion? Maybe the other, just a condition I would add to your motion, if you're okay with that, would be that the applicant follow up officially with a landscape plan
Mhm.
per this
Yeah.
discussion as
Some
well.
lighting.
Okay,
And-
so, okay with the motion and the seconder? Okay,
All
great.
good.
Any further discussion? Morgan, need anything else?
No, I think that's all for this application.
Hearing no other discussion, all those in favor say aye.
All right.
I,
Opposed? Abstention? Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
that's
Thank you.
a cool project. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This is fun to bring this around.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
Great.
We are on to case number 6, 157 Rustic Place.
And this is the beginning of our new applications on the agenda. So this is revision to previously approved COA 25-01125 or COA. Revisions include the following: extension of previously approved porch to expand on the south elevation with the expansion of the first floor to be in line with the existing sunroom. Doors on the south elevation to be a set of 3 windows. Or originally approved as doors on the south elevation to be set of 3 windows. That's the revision. Addition of stairs on the side of the porch, addition of a new patio on the south elevation, adding addition of windows on the second floor east elevation, new addition, changing window style and configuration on the first floor east elevation, and addition of windows on the first floor west elevation of the new addition. Replace existing steel windows, which were previously approved in the last COA. The property includes a 1930s, 1.5-story brick English cottage style residence with attached integrated garage and garden shed. Revision to previously, as I said, revision to previously approved. I don't know why I rewrote that, so I apologize. At the April business meeting, Commission stated that the original design with the doors aesthetically looks more appropriate than the revised windows on the south elevation. The Commissioners stated that the expansion of the addition to be in line with the sunroom goes along with the massing of the home. And the Commission requested applicant to revise the site plan to include the materials and pattern that they are proposing to use for the new patio. In response to the business meeting feedback, applicant has provided a revised site plan to include the patio material and pattern, which is to match existing. Staff does recommend to approve application for 157 Rustic Place as submitted, with the final material for the patio to be submitted to HBO staff. And basis of staff rec is standards for alteration, 311611, and patios and decks, page 77 from the Columbus Register of Historic Properties, as well as porches and stoops and windows as well. So,
I'll ask you to raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth in your testimony for commission this evening?
I do.
State your full name and association with the property for record.
Peter Kranak with Rogers Kranak Architects.
Peter, I'm going to ask the commission if they have any questions first to see if there is any discussion.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I'm good.
Okay, so.
I'm hearing a lot of yeses and no questions. Is there a motion here then potentially?
I move to approve as submitted.
Second.
Having a motion and a second, is there any further discussion? Hearing, seeing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion passes.
Thank you.
For your time.
Thanks.
On to case number 7, 644 Oakwood Avenue. Do we have anybody here for 644 Oakwood Avenue? What, what is the extent of 644 Oakwood Avenue?
644 Oakwood Avenue. This is the stairs application.
Yeah.
Would you like me to review the report at this time? Do we want to come back? We can circle back.
Let's come
just
back
circle
to,
yeah.
let's agree to come back to this one, just in case there is an applicant here. So we'll go to case number 8, 147 West Jeffrey Place. Anybody here on that?
Okay.
Not seeing that one. So we'll be coming back to that one as well.
We will come back to
1251 Bryden Road. Is there anybody here in that one? Come on up.
Yeah, perfect timing.
If you both want to remain standing here and just raise your right hands, we could just swear in now. Do you each swear to tell the truth and do you each swear to tell the truth in your testimony for the commission this evening?
Yeah.
Yes.
Each state your full name and association with the property for record.
Yeah, Michael Green, Zoning Resources.
I'm Rebecca Green, and we are working with the property owner and the sign company.
Okay, wonderful.
All right. So this is to install a new 10 square foot ground sign on north side of property. Sign details include sign panel 60 inches wide by 24 inches in height, 2-inch channel frame, 1/8-inch aluminum faces, routed 1/4-inch type PVC elements that will say Central Community House and logo, computer cut and mask vinyl for surface application that will state the Walter and Marion English Center of Art and Community and 1251 Bryden Road. Direct burial of metal support pipe, which will be 12 inches in diameter and 36 inches deep in each and 2 concrete piers. The property has been owned by the Central Community House of Columbus since 1990. When applicant submitted initial application, we notified applicant that ground signs per Short North design guidelines should not exceed 10 square feet and 5 feet in height. Applicant revised the drawing to reduce the size to follow these standards. With this revision, HPO staff is in support of the proposed ground sign per architectural guidelines. When a residential building converted to commercial use, placing either a low ground sign or a pole sign in the front yard are viable alternatives for these properties. At the April business meeting, the commission did not have quorum at the business meeting to be able to move to staff approval, but the commissioners present were in support of the proposed sign. They just asked applicant to clarify if they are removing the existing plaque sign that's on the building currently on the side of the door. Staff recommends to approve application COA 26-00184, 1251 Bryden Road of the Bryden Road Historic District as submitted with the following condition as noted. that the applicant remove the wall plaque that is near main entryway. Basis of staff rec is the Columbus Register of Historic Properties signage, page 72, and Short North Design Guidelines, page 3.37, 3.41, ground side guidelines.
Thank you, Morgan. And just for clarity, did the applicant did agree to actually remove the plaque?
We did not receive any feedback about removing the sign or not, so maybe the applicants here could do that.
I was going to say, I will have you start with addressing that one item, because that was a recommendation.
So we did talk to community, to the owner, and they said that they'd be willing to remove the plaque, and they'll just retain it as part of their historic collection
Their own
for
stuff.
the property. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. I will then open it up to the commission for questions. If
Just one quick question. So you're not showing any landscape or site changes, so that's not part of your application, right? Correct.
Just for clarification, the plaque issue came up because double signage is generally not allowed under the rules.
Yes.
I understand I think it just says Columbus Historic Place or something. It doesn't have the same verbiage as the sign, but they're willing to take it down.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve as submitted.
Second.
having a motion and a second, any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, abstention, motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Just gonna check here,
Yeah.
on if there was anybody here that has come in since for either 147 West Jeffrey, or what was the other one?
644 Oakwood.
644 Oakwood Avenue. If you could, 644 Oakwood Avenue, come on.
Perfect.
If you want to raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth in your testimony for the commission this evening?
Yes, sir.
If you could state your full name and association with the property for record.
Daniel Reed, and I'm a part of the property management.
Okay, have a seat and we'll, Morgan, if you want to start.
This application is to replace front porch decking and remove existing concrete steps and install new wood steps with wood handrail to match style of porch railing design. Paint new wood, Sherwin-Williams 7068 Grizzle Gray. The application is in response to a code violation. Property received a code violation for the replacement of the concrete steps, porch floor, and stair railings in April 2025. Application was submitted in October 2025. Staff noticed the steps did not appear to meet code and recommended reaching out to building and zoning, as well as the installed stair rail not following current porch design and guidelines. Applicant submitted revised materials in March with revised railing design to match current porch railing. At the April business meeting, commissioners asked applicant to verify with building and zoning services to revisit step riser code since it appears the overall steps might not be to code. Commissioner asked applicant to look into guidelines, to look into different design style for the sides of the stairs instead of the deck boards that were installed. They stated that the steps do not appear to have a bull nose that is that's typical and standard for steps. The commissioner stated that the applicant was in the right direction in the proposed handrail. Applicant actually reached out to, or staff reached out to applicant and they informed them that the concrete steps are actually currently encapsulated under the wood steps and skirting. So staff would recommend approval of application COA 250-1225, 644 Oakwood Avenue in the Old Oaks Historic District as amended with the following clarifications. Applicant to remove existing wood on steps, repair existing concrete steps underneath, and replace existing porch decking to be tongue and groove flooring. Basis of staff rec is 311611, standards for alteration, and Columbus Register of Historic Properties, porches and stoops, page 18. And that's all. So.
Okay, would the applicant like to add anything before the commission jumps into some questions or comments?
So we took over this property as this was already done. I guess the lady that lived there hurt herself. I guess the concrete under it collapsed. I actually got a picture of the one on maps. So I kind of understand that the concrete underneath those steps are, yeah, you guys already got it.
Yeah, we don't dispute that that's failing or there's
Yeah.
some issue there. It's just there was work done obviously without approvals.
Exactly.
And that's
exactly.
you know, we've just gotta, we can't base it on anything more than there was work done without approval.
Yes, sir.
And you need an approval today for what would be appropriate for
Yes,
this-
sir.
these steps and stairs, really.
Yeah, so I think we're on the same basis of now we're going to kind of ditch the enclosing the steps and we're going to repair the concrete underneath the steps.
Oh,
Okay.
that's a good idea.
I mean, really, what I think needs to happen is we really need to see an updated package then.
Oh, sorry, what was that?
We need to see an updated package
When
of
do
what you're
you,
proposing.
when do you anticipate trying to get moving?
I until I pull the boards off of there, I'm not really gonna see what I'm working with, you know?
And, you know, you were, I have to say, you were getting in the right direction with the railings.
Mhm.
We were most concerned about the wood steps that had been built, I think, because it said you were just gonna propose to paint those, and I think there's some code issues there you probably need to look at anyways. Based on tread and riser relationships, but we're not here to review architecture. We're a historic review commission. But you may want to consult someone familiar with codes on risers, treads, handrails, et cetera. That rail would be sort of appropriate, but you'll have to come back and make sure you show us what you're really gonna do, though.
Except for on that railing, you have a 4x4 newel post at the top, which seems odd and clumsy and non-historical. Why isn't that just being attached into the column, which would be normally done?
I thought that from what I read is that they had to be standalone railing. With the historically.
I mean, I know in the past they have been installed in columns. I mean, it might be best to probably just install it separately from the column, so it preserves the column itself if it's going to be a new railing system.
I mean, was the original installed in the column or not? I guess that's the point.
It was metal railings,
Oh, it
Commissioner
was.
Henry,
Okay,
and it does
gotcha.
look to be standalone from the
Okay,
column.
okay.
Yeah.
By the
That
way,
is understandable.
You may
I
find when
withdraw.
you start to look at repairing these concrete steps, you may find going back to, there are companies here in Columbus that make wrought iron railings
Mhm.
pretty
Yeah.
efficiently. You
Yeah.
may find those to be a more attractive option in a same period style of what you already had there, and that may be a better,
Mhm.
faster solution for you. But again, we're not your architect or your designer or your contractor, so we would say, reflect on that and come back. What I think would be better, maybe in this case, knowing that you're gonna take a different path, is I would probably suggest that commission considers just a continuation, give the applicant time to rework out a new design and work with staff to come back to something that's appropriate.
Let's also hit the deck.
Mhm.
The wood on the deck, we generally have not approved that.
The tongue and groove.
It doesn't look like tongue and groove. If it were tongue and groove, yeah, we would approve it, but when I look at it on the end, it doesn't look like tongue and groove
No,
to me.
it's like 5/4 decking.
So maybe I didn't submit from Belfour. I thought I submitted the Belfours that had all of their stuff of what they were.
So the
They
proposed-
did. I will say from the photo, it appears as decking. Like in this image right here, you kind of can see the spacing between the two boards. Tongue and groove, you wouldn't be able to see that spacing because they'd be,
Right.
Yeah,
they'd be connected as such.
Look-
So-
look-
I
at the
agree. Yeah,
end photo.
that's the decking that I want to
Proposing a new
replace.
deck.
Oh,
Oh,
you're
you want
replacing
to
it.
replace-
Okay, good.
Oh, okay.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Great.
Oh, sorry, that was unclear. Apologies.
And we want you to replace it too. because we-
Okay. That's
because-
great to know. Yeah.
But I don't see that anywhere in the.
Yeah, I don't think it's as clear in your application or your scope
Okay.
of what's happening there. So that would be handy to understand the scope.
Mhm.
So a couple little tweaks.
Yes, sir.
Is that okay? We'll put you on the next month agenda.
Yeah.
Okay. I make a motion to move this to the May agenda.
Or do you want to make a motion to continue? And that way, if he brings adequate materials back, some of this might be staff approvable depending on what they find.
Mhm. Yeah, if we continue, just
Yeah, move to the May or continue to the May.
Continue. Second.
Having a motion and a second on continuance, any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed, abstention, motion passes. Just please remain in contact with staff about your status of your application and any.
So as of right now, we're meeting again in May and bring back all the material that I need
Yeah.
for you guys.
If you get it submitted early enough, we could look at it at the business meeting. And if there's a quorum at the business meeting, we may be able to move it to staff approval at that
And you might not
time.
have to come in.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So-
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So-
Okay, okay.
Get her your stuff.
Yeah. The faster you can move,
It's in my.
better it is.
Gotcha.
So the deadline, I will say, for anything that is continued on, a month's hearing has a week to submit after the deadline. The deadline, I think, is the 24th. So it might be the 24th because we have an extra week, or it's the week after. So I can
You
get back
guys know how
to you.
contractors are. I will try.
But no, it's
I
all
will
right.
try my best.
I will get in touch with you. No worries.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys all for
Okay,
your time.
thank you.
Thank you.
We get a photo.
Okay. All right. We can see if anyone's here from 147 West Jeffrey Place. No one's here for that. Okay.
Okay, then we are then moving on to, would it be 831 South Front?
Yep, we are on to our conceptual applications for this evening. Wow, we are really whipping through this agenda, guys. Okay.
If you both want to raise your right hand. You each swear to tell the truth in your testimony before the commission this evening?
Yes.
You state your full name and association with the property for record.
Scott Malley, architect. Henry Christian, operator chef.
Wonderful. Morgan?
Thank you. I'm sorry. Hang on one second, Commissioner McCabe. I apologize. All right. Thank you. So this is a conceptual application. This is install new concrete on retaining wall on the south side of the property. Retaining wall to be constructed by neighboring property at 841 South Front Street. Ramp to have 42-inch high guardrail. Let me get to actual photos of this. Guardrail to be installed on back concrete porch and steps as well. Property owner received previous COAs for painting and roof replacement under COA 25-00332 and COA 24-00565. Applicant has revised their original plan of altering the existing entryway area. Commissioners, real quick, I'm sorry. These microphones pick up pretty easily sometimes. If you don't mind just maybe turning off your microphone while chatting, or we'll wait till but I apologize about that. All right. Applicant is proposing to construct a new concrete ramp for the ADA in order to maintain existing entryway and historic limestone steps. The proposed ramp will be installed on top of neighboring retaining wall and will need an easement for the north property line of 841 North Front Street. We do have the minutes from the March 2026 hearing. Would the commissioners like me to go over those at this time? They obviously changed the design, so some of these do not apply at this moment since they have installed the ramp.
If you don't mind, yeah, just brief summary. Yeah.
Of course. I was going to say some weren't here, so no worries. So the commissioners asked that the drawing of the proposed stair handrail be submitted. Commission asked about the box indicated in the site plan drawing. The applicant clarified that that was more for just landscaping and the previous materials. They noted the sandstone steps are original fabric to the building, generally want to protect original fabric. There are cases that the commission understands this cannot always be done. Commission will need to evaluate if this case where historic materials cannot be retained or can. They would see support of the proposal as currently described when they originally were having the lift in the front for access. But of course, applicant has revised those drawings. But they would be fine with it for permitting accessibility for life and safety purposes for the building's use. And that's pretty much it, I will say, because again, the drawing has been revised from last hearing. So, yeah. And I don't believe the applicant did not submit final drawings. Oh, I'm so sorry. There's more to my staff report. Hang on. At the April business meeting, commission stated that if the applicant could provide the following materials before the hearing, the commission could potentially move the conceptual to action. Applicant to submit final engineering drawings of the concrete ramp, detail railing drawing to be included, and easement letter with neighboring property be included. At this time, the applicant has not provided the revised engineering drawings for the ramp or the official easement document needed for the final approval. HPO recommends applicant to return for action once they have those additional documents. Commissioners should offer design feedback that could be utilized by the applicant to further refine the proposal at a future HRC meeting. No action is required. Thank you.
Great.
Forgot about a page, sorry.
Any further discussions or points you want to make or points you want to make towards us before we just talk amongst ourselves and have some discussion on this as well?
Just that we just today received the ground level drawings
Okay.
of
what's happening. So we have not
Topography?
started on any serious retaining wall drawings or to know exactly where the ground level is all along. So we do not propose a handrail like what you see on that picture all the way down to the front walk. That's like conceptual, just saying, hey, this is there, but if there is no need for a, railing that somebody's going to fall through, we're not going to have that. We'll have a handrail. We will need a handrail all the way down, but we
As
don't.
long as you
need the
put it in your
full-
drawings, sure. I mean, we can.
So, but I don't know where that's going to occur yet.
Okay.
So-
You need to coordinate with the existing topography, yeah.
Yes.
Right.
yes. So we're working on that.
Makes sense.
That'll actually be better too. I mean, that'll eliminate a lot of the picketing, which,
And we're
lightens up the look.
Yeah.
Looks like you're,
style of handrail. We propose, because we have an old building, a wrought iron.
Mhm.
We're right next to this building. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the
Yeah,
picture of
we're familiar.
what's happening next door.
Yes.
Mr. Leisure.
Yeah.
So we're right next to that building. So what style of handrail do you want? And it's on the back of that building, which is very modern looking, not historic looking. And they should tie together since they all.
I would preface it by saying we can make suggestions, but we ultimately won't tell you what you want to decide. We'll
Yeah.
never tell you.
Those suggestions.
You
would
are
be
the
helpful, yes.
architect, you are the,
Yeah, I
the owner,
understand.
And we will leave that to your discretion to suggest what you want.
Yeah.
But I think people are here and happy to chime in and make some recommendations for you to consider.
So just to parse this out a little bit, just to clarify, so the only reason you need the picketed railing system is because it's a fall barrier. Is that
Yes, in
right?
the
But
back of the building especially, there's a
Right.
3-foot fall, and then coming around the side, it will be there for a little while, and then I don't know what happens to the next door neighbors.
Okay.
Whether some of us, I know it's gonna be higher, so there will be
Yeah.
no need for that picketed fence at all. But then when it gets towards the back, I don't know exactly what's happening to their property, how it's slopes down and around. So it's more than likely the picket is only gonna be at the back of the property.
okay, so you all need to figure that out
Yes,
as part of your construction drawings,
Yes.
and then that will be what we review.
yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's a item that's out there. I mean, I would encourage to eliminate as much of that as possible. Just cost, aesthetics, so
Yes,
I don't,
okay.
to Joe's
Future
point.
maintenance.
Yeah, it's just,
all the
it,
above.
it looks heavy in the drawing and it will look heavy in real life, so. And then, so the slopes on those walkways are 1 to 24,
Yeah, really just minimal.
which is less than,
1 to 12, which is required.
yeah, so it's
maximum.
not technically a ramp. So that, right, so that's, I think, helpful to you also from a code standpoint.
Yes.
So I would just look at that
Okay.
as to whether or not you even need a handrail. I would encourage that, but
Okay,
uh,
okay.
that's up to you. So
All right,
that's not up to me, but I would look at that. So, so those are just a couple clarifying things.
okay,
Those are great points.
Yeah.
thank you.
And then, yeah, we would just need to see the landscape plan that goes along with this,
Okay,
including like if you have furnishings and other things that are like a permanent part of the project, I think those are important to submit. Yeah. But you're keeping the front stairs, right, that are the historic, and then the limestone stairs
at the door,
that,
yes.
yeah, okay, okay.
in
So yeah,
terms
just
of-
resolving all those grading issues is what we would, if you can show that on the plans, so we can understand that
Yes, I know, right?
with spot
Once I-
elevations or.
Once they show me, I
Right,
will.
yeah, it's just hard to understand that right now, so, yeah.
In terms of the easement, is that in process? Is that something that we'll be getting with the drawings as well?
I mean, hopefully, because our civil engineer has been working with their civil engineer, and I know the drawings that we got today have gone back and forth, I think 3 times now. So they
Yeah.
are working with us, but they're a different project and time moves differently.
I think the most critical thing for us though as a commission is this ramped sidewalk or whatever it is happens off your property technically, right?
Yes.
Yes,
So in order for us to take action, I think we legally have to see proof of an agreement that there's an easement. I don't know that we have to see the full easement document. I think a letter from that owner confirming that they have reached an agreement.
I can
would-
verify
would
that information.
Suffice,
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just something to provide that we have an authorization to be approving something that's on somebody else's property.
Yeah, we can verify that. I know for fencing, I know different type of project, but for fencing, if it's going to be on someone else's property, we just require a letter from the neighboring property. I don't know if anything is differing because it is a ramp and for, ADA accessibility access, but we can ask for sure.
Yeah, this may fall in the area where this is actually not a ramp and it's just a sidewalk. So
That's true.
That's-
So yeah, that even. mhm.
A sloping walkway.
Yes.
It's not technically a ramp.
So yeah, if that's even a sidewalk, it might be possible. We can verify that information.
Like what's the material of the sidewalk and,
Mhm.
et cetera, et cetera. So I see concrete slab, like what happens between that walkway and the building? What's that landscape treatment? Is there lighting? What are the details of how that's designed? That's for you to determine, but we would want to see all of that.
All right. Good point. And even the current condition, what you got, for example, if you're going to take out a couple of those little trees or whatever you're proposing,
Yeah.
what the current condition is versus what you're proposing.
Yeah, there is some landscaping I think you're taking out. It's younger.
It's
growth
minimal.
stuff, but it should be noted on your drawing.
That way we
Yeah.
have a complete packet. We can let you get cruising with it. All right. I really like this. It's
I
a
mean,
really good move.
I think you've come a long way.
This is really good. Yeah, this is much better.
This was our ideal plan, but just getting the neighbors to
Participate and get on board, all the things.
communicate was,
Good.
but it's been fantastic.
Thank you so much. No formal action since it's a.
I don't think there's any
conceptual.
formal action at this point. So if you come back with finished drawings, engineering drawings that, truly show in detail the railings in full with dimensions, or whatever you're gonna need, and you get this sidewalk fleshed out the rest of the way. I mean, I think,
We might be able to
yeah.
maybe
this
move
is-
it up.
This is gonna be I think we're gonna get to a really quick approval pretty fast.
So what time? You say get stuff back to you by when?
I believe it will be the 24th, Scott, or it might be the Friday after. I can double check. I know the deadline for the monthly is the 24th of April, but I think you guys might have that additional week. So it will be the Friday after whatever that date is. I'm not quite sure right now, but it'll be that Friday after. So I believe maybe May 1st would be the deadline for you guys.
Okay.
Mhm.
Thank you both.
These engineers are jumping. All right,
Appreciate
thank
your
you.
time.
Thank you.
Great day.
Okay.
And we're on to 504 Park Street, the next one, correct?
Mhm.
Is there anybody here for 504 Park Street?
West Jeffrey, do we still got that out
Yeah.
Anybody here for 147 West Jeffrey? No.
They're not.
And then going into 1138 Bryden Road. Okay, come on.
And before we begin that, Commissioner McCabe, I will say that I noted on the agenda kind of when we'd be hearing applications. So I will say for 147 West Jeffrey, I said their application would not be heard until 5 p.m. So we're kind of going through it pretty quickly. I thought we'd be a little later today. And same thing for 504 Park Street. I said 5:30. So
That's fine.
might be
Yeah,
coming
I mean,
later. I'm just letting you know.
We'll keep
Yeah.
hearing the cases as.
That might be the reasoning, but. But 1138, we will go on to that application at this time.
Come on up.
All right. And I'll just get started on this. I believe there a public speaker.
Yes, I didn't get to sign in.
Yes, there are public speaking slips at the front. We did have a public speaker reach out to us previously. Would we want to accept it at this time? Okay, would you mind filling out one of
conceptual.
those forms and then?
Conceptual review still, so I'm okay with the public speaker. being-
Okay, thank you. I'll just need that form.
And while they're doing the form, I'm gonna have you both stand up and raise your right hands.
Thank you very much.
Do you swear to tell the truth in your testimony before the commission this evening? If you could each state your full name and association with the property for record.
Danielle Alexander, property owner and developer.
Okay.
Derek Alexander, son of the property owner and
Okay.
realtor.
Great, okay, a seat. And then if we could just have a moment while she gets signed in. Great.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Thank you. So typically, would you hear the public speaker first, or we present everything and then?
We hear the public speaker first. So normally we'd get the slip handed to you, go, and then we'd hear the public speaker first. I think I will have to read through my staff report actually at this time,
Yes,
and
that's
then the
what I thought.
public speaker
Okay,
will
great.
provide their feedback.
Thank you.
So hang on, Suzanne, I apologize, forgot about that. Okay, so this is for 1138 Brighton Road, conceptual. Proposed work description includes variances and exterior alterations. The variances are to allow 8 dwelling units with the reduced development standards in the R3 residential district. Variances include 33-32-035, R3 district permitted uses, 33-32-21 building setback, 33-32-25 aggregate side yards, 20% rule, 33-32-27 rear yard, 1 unit dwelling, 33-21-05 B1 vision clearance for a 10-foot triangle, and 33-21-05 B2 vision clearance for a 30-foot triangle on Chapel Street and Brighton Road. Oh, there's more. I lied. Okay. 33-21-05 B2 vision clearance for a 30-foot triangle on South Champion Avenue and Brighton Road, and 33-12-49 required parking. 14 off-street parking spaces are required. 3 off-street parking spaces are provided. The variance is requested to reduce the required off-street parking from 14 to 3 spaces. Exterior alterations is to convert single unit dwelling to a 3-unit dwelling and convert existing carriage house into an ADU. It would be helpful if I had the materials up. I apologize about that. According to the Sanborn maps, it appears that the property was converted to a rest home around 1951 and remained until 1993, as it appears on the historic parcels sheets for the property. And then the 4-unit structure to the west appears to have been constructed in 1967, according to the Franklin County Auditor. At the April business meeting, commissioners goal is for the historic buildings within the historic districts to maintain their original openings. Commissioners stated that they do not see the connection between the supplied floor plans with the existing historic building, and floor plans will need to reflect the existing building in order for the commissioner to see any and all proposed exterior alterations. They recommended to use the existing driveway as a patio for the carriage house instead of removing. Commissioners asked if applicant is proposing to modify the existing 4-unit and requested applicant to include that in the materials. Requested an updated site plan to show existing and proposed. The commission will need to evaluate that whatever is proposed is not detrimental to the property and may be a better option to have a variance for parking to maybe maintain a rear yard. Commission stated that Brighton Road is predominantly a single-family home district and mostly still is. The discussion the commission will need to have is if they are fine with the change of use and recommending the proposed variances. Commission asked staff to see if they could clarify if the 4-unit, if there was a variance for the 4-unit in the past, and they stated that there might be a stormwater drainage requirement for the city and asked applicant to provide any correspondence and feedback from the Building and Zoning Department. Applicant has submitted revised drawings for proposed floor plans for the main structure and 4-unit building north of or west of property, as well as the list of other multi-unit buildings along Brighton Road. According to the MLS list of multi-unit properties, there appears to be over 200 multi-unit properties along Brighton Road, majority being 2 units and around 60 being over 2 units. Staff recommends that commissioners should offer design feedback that can utilize the applicant to further refine the proposal for review at future HRC meeting. Okay. Yep, and that is all from us.
Thank you. I will turn this over now to the speaker who I have to start a clock. It's a 3-minute.
Yes,
increment?
3 minutes timer that you'll have, Susanna.
Hello, I'm Susanna Lynch, and I'm the neighbor across the street. And we had a meeting in
By the
front of
way,
the,
Susanna, just for clarity before you start speaking, your slip does say 1138 Bryden Road, which is, I
Yeah.
think, the subject address of the property.
It is,
I made a mistake on that.
We'll update that.
What is your address?
1123.
1123. Okay, thank you for providing.
Sorry about that.
No, that was me, so.
Now I turn it over.
Okay. I'm actually a real estate agent and have developed several houses in historic districts. And I'm happy to see that this building will be renovated. However, I just would like to see the change of use not happen. I'd like to see it remain a single family with parking as it was designed in the carriage house. Again, I don't want to be against development in the area because I think it's great to maintain these buildings. But I think that we have a lot of apartment buildings already on Champion. Right across the street from this on Champion, there's a vacant apartment building. And parking is definitely an issue on the street. So I think without the on-street or off-street parking, that could be an issue. That's really about all I have to say. I think, several neighbors turned out for the meeting in front of the house, and nobody really wanted to see this change to the building.
I would say that we don't know what that meeting was, but you could always tell your
Oh, it was a
your
zoning
fellow
meeting.
neighbors they can come to this meeting too. This is a different entity, obviously. So
Right, yeah. That was for the zoning variance, I think, yeah.
All right.
So that's really all I had to say was that I am against the change of use.
specifically change of use.
Yeah, and the additional off-street parking, as were the other neighbors that I've spoken to. So,
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
all right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
All right.
I know we have the applicant here sworn in. What would you like to add before we open up for discussion?
In comparison with the parking, there's a parking lot behind the property. With our council variance, we are designing 9 parking spaces with the ability to do tandem parking. So there's option for additional cars to maximize the existing parking space as we see. There's, site map there. So that's the
Really see.
original site map, and I sent the revised site plan on Friday. The revised site plan shows 9 parking spaces. As we're reviewing this map now on South Champion, there's dedicated parking on South Champion beside the main building. There's at least 3 parking spots available in addition to the 9 parking spots in the back of the parking lot. That gives us 12. There's 3 parking spaces in front of the building. So that is used as first come, first serve. And as our revised site plan with council variance, I have my site engineer and attorney working with council variance to work with our 9 proposed parking spaces that we're showing on the revised site plan.
I don't believe it was included at this time. If it might have been, there was a couple of files that were submitted here and there.
Right. I do have a copy if you'd like.
Yeah, I can't unfortunately take.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless do you have enough sufficient, do you have printed stuff that you'd like to submit and then we'd have to keep in record?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. And I do have printed items that I can hand now and also upload, but.
Yeah,
That is up to the commission. It is conceptual at this time.
How many copies?
And,
Just this one.
Right.
Okay.
I have more copies, Derek.
Need,
I have additional
need to-
copies.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the site plan.
Hold it. I want to hear from one of you at a time, just so we're not getting.
Here's an additional copy. Yeah, that's an additional site plan for the revised parking spaces. We're looking at 9 for our council variance that the site engineer has prepared, that we're applying for site variance approval.
Just looking at kind of the amount of parking too on this. I don't know what the laws are going to be on this, but you'll have to probably consult whether you're going to need stormwater management from the city. And that's going to be probably pretty critical for you to know, just from a budget and financial
Mhm.
perspective, just be aware of that.
And historically, the evolution of the property, the adaptive reuse, it aligns with the history with Brighton Road. There's several single-family homes that have been converted to multifamily with 3 individual units as they stand now. They're currently in position to be reused as adaptive reuse properties. The single-family unit, there's 4 spaces available for 1 bedroom, 1 bath, studio-size apartments. The main house is adaptive reuse for 3 units. It will appear as a single-family home. There's access for egress on the front entrance, side entrance, and back entrance. So it will give the appeal or the appearance of single-family residential. The carriage homes, ADU, that could be converted to single-family and will be converted to single-family. With the draw and appeal of Brighton Road, Old Town East, we'll adapt to seniors who would like to stay in the Old Town East area with the main unit, units A, B, and C, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, and 1-bedroom units. That will appeal to workforce homeowners who are looking to become homeowners. It will be spacious, over 2,000 square feet of living space. So that will appeal to workforce renters who work and live and like to stay in the Brighton Road area. The main unit, Unit C, is a studio loft design that will appeal to workforce housing, whether you're looking for temporary housing for 30 days or 60 days or 12 months, that will appeal to tenants who are looking to live, work, and play in the Old Town East area. Rent anywhere from $1,200 for the 1-bedroom, 1-bath studios. The 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom units, rent will range from $1,900 to $2,000. The 1-bedroom studio loft, rent will range from $1,600 to $1,700. And then the 2-bedroom ADU carriage home, it will live as a single family that will rent for $2,100. So with the adaptive reuse, it will appeal toward seniors, working class families, and families who are looking to live in Old Town East, not quite ready to purchase a home in Old Town East. So it gives the appeal and the desire for single-family housing. But for those who are in transition of becoming homeowners that want to live in Old Town East, it's reusing the property in its current state.
And if I might add, with this project, we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. We're utilizing everything that is currently in place now, and we're just trying to add more value to the neighborhood. Right now, we have a definite shortage of affordable housing and housing opportunities for people looking to or striving to be homeowners. So this could be a step up platform for individuals looking to attain home ownership. This could be something to whereas they could be in the metropolitan area close to downtown, to be able to live somewhere affordable and then in the near future be able to attain home ownership. So again, we're not reinventing the wheel. We're optimizing, maximizing use of what's already available now. So parking, it is available to, at our leisure. And we have taken those steps to show you all that parking can be maximized for this project.
And then just to speak again, just to stay on task here with the solution, just to talk about we're preserving the exterior architectural features as we have shown on our floor plans here. We're maintaining the existing openings in the structure. We have minimal intentional updates for long-term livability. This will be a clean, functional, reversible site for improvements. This project also aligns with HRC alignment in terms of preserving the historical character. We are retaining the distinctive materials. We're ensuring capability and compatibility with the new work that we're proposing, and we're maintaining scale, and we're maintaining the street presence. So we're improving on the current street presence. And to basically take an underutilized property and make sure that it does not decline, we are reinvesting in the property. In the city of Columbus, the push is to reinvest in existing property and to offer homes and rental properties to those who are looking to be housed. This again supports the neighborhood stabilization, provides quality housing, updated quality housing, and a historic preservation. Again, the previous homeowner wanted to make this into an Airbnb. So the design, the scale is there to have readaptive use based on the amount of space in 3 separate buildings on a corner lot in Brighton Road. So we respectfully request the support to preserve and revitalize this historical building for future generations and for those who like to live in Old Town East.
The first kind of critical thing is, we have to divide this up. So we obviously, you have a conceptual review. Understand that any approval by this body would be for the use, recommendations for variances and use variances. We do not actually approve the use variances or the recommended variances. We are a recommending body that then that document gets sent on to city council, who would then consider that. We do, however, approve alterations, changes, et cetera, to the exteriors. I do think what's really critical that has been brought up at the business meeting is we've not seen compelling rendering materials of the main house of any alteration you're proposing. And it is very critical for us to understand what the exterior of that house will look like, not the interior. We don't have jurisdiction over your interior changes. We do only have jurisdiction over your exterior changes. And we really haven't seen a whole lot on the main house. I want to call that out very specifically to you, just because I think you've provided some very cartoon-like schematic diagrams about a townhouse effect. We've struggled with, as a commission, saying we don't understand how this translates to the floor plans. We've now seen some floor plans, but we really don't have any real concept of what are you, when you say you're going to propose to, restore, save. I've heard a lot of very good verbal communication from you. You've talked about preserving this thing. When I look at the exterior of that house, what are you going to restore on the exterior of that house? And we need to see a package that reflects that, because I don't feel like we've seen really any presentation about talking about preserving this house on the exterior yet. We are talking about variances and use variances and those kinds of things. And I get nervous when I'm being asked to recommend a change of use, but we've not seen a compelling case of what you're going to do to truly preserve the exterior of the home. We have seen more additional stuff on the carriage building, though I can tell you the renderings that are in here are still not preserving original features of the carriage building, and you probably really need to think and look at really closely what preservation of that carriage house looks like, which means maintaining a lot of intact features and making sure you're not recommending things that make it look like a stark modern building with black trims that may not look appropriate. And this is a great picture to have up because there's so many original features on this thing that when I look at your proposed thing, it just doesn't translate yet. So you may need to get to a point of coming with concepts that are a little tighter and are going to be true to what you're proposing, because when we get to talking about specifics about what types of windows, what are you doing with the roofing? This building has a slate roof on it. We want to make sure that you understand with your request to change this into a residence, of what the costs are going to be that you need to probably really need to think about for preservation of things like that slate roof. And if it's not preserving that slate roof, it's replacing it, you're going to have to go through the exercise of actually justifying why that slate roof is beyond its useful life and providing us with a lot of details on that. And just really understand that this is a home or a current structure in a historic district. And I just want to make sure you have all the necessary means and to go with this request you're making with us, and that we truly are reviewing a concept package that is pretty tight, if you will. So we always, as a commission, encourage, preservation of structures, breathing new life into buildings that are adaptively used as structures is one thing. I do have to push the commission on, this is an interesting scenario because although Brighton Road does have apartment buildings on it, those conversions were done before it was a historic district. And oddly enough, this property has not been rezoned. It's still zoned as a single family house.
Even though it was
So
up.
what we have is an original historically intact use within a largely intact house. So I don't know that the commission has dealt with a case maybe of a change of use in this scenario yet, where its original use and architecture kind of tie together pretty heavily. So a lot of other buildings in the neighborhood, the zoning has already been altered to meet the use. I would ask Morgan, this is a question probably for the real estate division of the attorney's office, which is because this thing was converted from a single family home to a kind of a quasi nursing home of the day, right? Or a small group home. Is it just a non-conforming scenario right now, or because is it currently vacant?
It is.
Okay, so it's currently, and I know there's a rule in the city about if it's been unoccupied for a while,
Yeah.
the non-conforming use ceases to exist.
Right. Well,
So
that's real.
basically today you have a single family home on a single family lot. So, this is a little different than some of our other maybe projects we've seen on Brighton Road. So we have to make sure that we're giving the right guidance as well too. So not to say that we're not saying no to the project. We just have to understand what it is today, what the legal implications are, what the current status of zoning actually is, and really understand what we're recommending. We're about historical context and preservation, and we have, approved variances or supported variances for new life in old buildings. I want to make that clear. So we have to get comfortable with this. And we've got you're saying a lot of great things. Love that. I love the fact that somebody's interested in saving an old building on Brighton Road. In fact, I just want to make sure that we get all the necessary materials, however. So with that, I'm going to turn this over to my other commission members too, because I want them to have equal input and their thoughts, because this is a big change of use here that may impact, in my mind, it impacts the context and what it is today and will impact the current historical status of this spot. But I'm just one voice. There's other people on this commission.
As an architect, I'm in agreement that this concept is totally off base. The large single pane window up there, I realize it's boarded up currently, but there's a couple of things you can do. You can look at the interior. The window still may be there on the interior. If it's totally missing, you can look at other carriage houses in the area. You can look for historical photographs, but I would be willing to bet that there was never a single pane large window with a metal frame in there historically, and it's really inappropriate. I appreciate that you're kind of doing a patio for the drive, and which was a suggestion made. That tends to look more like just a slab. The large doors going out to the patio doesn't seem like you're really looking at the context of there was a door there. There was a garage type door, a carriage door. So something of that character should be there. We're not saying that you have to do a solid door that's currently existing, but there should be, your clue should come from the carriage door. Right. And I mean, there's panels in it. So maybe And some of those panels had glass in it, it looks like. You know, maybe you could even propose a few more with glass that it would, but with the same concept and the same design, so that historically, someone walking by would say, oh, I get it. Those are the doors reinterpreted and working. And so it scares me a little bit when I see this. What's going to happen to the big house? Because if this is a clue to us as to what's going to happen to the big house, we're kind of not buying it. And that's why I think it's important that we see what's happening with the big house, what's happening with the addition to the house, and something really picking up the clues on there. We have approved carriage houses made into houses, I believe, in the past. And this is unique in that you've also got that addition on there, and which is a considerably sized addition, which would seem appropriate to be maybe divided into something or removed.
And it goes back to taking clues, you know, they're like what I want to build on is what really Clyde said, you know, when you look at this overhead door that's already in the opening right now, that is historic material. That's greater than 50 years old. You're going to be in a scenario where you're going to be replacing probably like for like or things that look very similar. Same with like, you know, right now your rendering's a clear, flat, black painted flat metal door to the right of that overhead door. Well, I see a very elegant door with a transom up top and a lot of nuances around detail around the frame. We have to have like for like replacement, not just rip out everything there and put a whole metal frame door back. It's just, we just want you to understand, it's true preservation when you have this stuff.
No changing in the orientation.
The non-altered.
No, mullions and trims and door frames and brick molds and sills and jambs need to be measured and replicated.
Yeah,
When
and
they're proposing to be replaced. And you have to really make a compelling case. You have a very lovely building here. This is a great building. We just want to make sure that it's preservation.
The floor
and
plans
a
show
light
that.
fixture, it may be possible to add a light fixture to it, but you got to think it through. You don't want, I mean those little
So
you
there's
know,
floor plans in the package.
Home Depot carriage light there,
Right.
just probably isn't going to cut it.
There's a lot of poorly executed stuff in adjacent neighborhoods where people have taken old houses and modernized them. And that's, if you're going for that look, we would, you know, probably tell you, you probably ought to go find a property in one of those areas rather than in the Brighton Historic District.
Yeah.
Where we're making sure that the integrity is staying intact on the
Mhm.
structure.
And I think what the commissioners are saying with this current rendering here, the lintel has been removed, the stone lintel has been removed, the transom has been removed, and then over on this window, the sill and the lintel have been removed as well. So just to make it clear with those detailings, if those are being maintained, to have those in those drawings representation.
And also want to bring to attention, there's floor plans uploaded that shows the room dimensions, window openings, door openings. That's accounted for based on the readaptive use. And it's also shown to go back to the main house. The concern was showing egress, ingress. The purpose is leaving the main building as it stands. So we're not readapting or repurposing or reinventing the wheel. There's units A, B, and C. We have included floor plans that account for the redaptive use of space for floor plans A, B, and C. It shows the entrance as you come in from the front entrance of the front porch, entrance into the foyer of the house, which accounts for the current use of space, current door entrance and exit from the side, and current door entrance exit from the back of the property, as well as Unit B that lives as the 4-bedroom or the second story that shows 3 bedrooms with the rear porch access. And it also shows the top unit. So the floor plans will design or show you how the design is used. And again, the goal is not to change the exterior of the property.
I
Are you
understand.
replacing the windows?
No,
Okay, so not a single window's going to be replaced now.
no, we're
One
basically,
that's boarded up on top.
Yeah, that was gonna be my question, so.
where there's boarding, there's framing. I mean, the glass has to be reinserted, but the spacing
But
and the
that needs to be
size.
Those are the
presented.
kinds of things we need
Yeah.
to see.
Mhm.
And when you say not really, well, that means there, you know, example, if you're making this building into a multi-unit thing, you may have additional plumbing stacks, you may have additional things. We need to see every alteration that's being proposed, not just telling us about it. A code inspector and what we're looking to approve ultimately is something that has to be something they can verify bricks and mortar has or has not been changed. And it's the nuances. It will be really, truly each detail, including like, I'm going to reopen this window and this is the window type I'm proposing to put back in. We need to hear those
Right.
types of things in order to support you.
Are you taking off that metal work or not? I mean, we need to see that. I mean, those are the things that we're interested in. The interior is not in our territory.
Right.
You could paint it all pink inside and weird.
As much as it might be unfortunate, we can't.
But
Don't give it ideas.
because our jurisdiction ends at that surface. I appreciate the fact that you're getting the doors to work. That's really in your favor because we rarely approve a new door opening. And you've worked out that the existing doors could work, and that's really in your favor. And I think that's
And I believe maybe what Henry is mentioning, openings are a very big deal. So in other words, shifting an opening that's a historic opening is a very significant fabric to the building. So in other words, if there's egress issues and what have you, we really have to work within the footprint of the building as it exists, unless there's some very compelling information to change that. So that's a tricky thing. Do you have, who's your architect? Who's doing this?
His name is Don Weaver. He's with Alpha Architect.
Does he have much historical?
Yes, yes. That's how he was recommended based on his historical
And if I can
experience.
add to the kitchen, as they can see from the drawings, there is a fire escape already existing on the building because of the past use, I believe, as well. But I know previously on this property, there was a water damage issue. There was a corner of the building, I think, over in this area that maybe had to be rebuilt at one point. So if there's anything on the building of those standards that need to come, to need to be repaired or anything like that, to bring that in as well. I do see on the photo like some chipping paint, some items like that.
Go
and
back to
things
like the
this.
front rendering, when you look at the front of the house, there is significant sort of soffit and gutter damage along the whole front porch. And if you're proposing this change of use, I can't believe that you're not going to repair those things.
Oh,
We need to
yes.
see that kind of scope identified, or, just the railing up the front steps with a change of use with the kind of building and structure you're talking about. We need to see proposals for railing designs. We're kind of being asked to consider some things without truly understanding your whole package. I suspect you may not leave the in-window air conditioners we see in photos, those kinds of things. So, okay, you're going to have an HVAC unit, probably has a condenser. Where's the condenser going? Probably needs to be screened. If it's a condenser that's now going on the ground, what does that landscape look like? We just need to see a comprehensive package.
Is the fire escape remaining or staying?
It's remaining because it will be the access to the rear patio.
And that's fair. It's there, it's historical, and you certainly
Mhm.
use it.
What was that address?
Additionally, what, you are seeking out now a change of use. I would encourage you to really revisit this addition that is to your to your west. To your west.
I might be off on my direction, but
Yeah.
Now you've got this thing that's already attached to the building, and it was an unfortunate intrusion in a historic district. It truly is. And if you're going to be successful, I encourage you to think about whether that will get you the rents that you want. By the way, our commission, it's good to know that it's a change to multifamily use. We have no purview over rents and caring whether they're high or low. That's a business decision you need to make of who you're targeting. We do support, I think all of us intrinsically, affordable housing and access to housing, but we don't use that as a basis of our decision because we're about the historical use and preservation of the property. But I would say to you, it would go a long way if you really ought to think about what you need to do for improvements to that addition, sort of unfortunate visual addition, and what you want to think about with that too, long term, because you're proposing some really great things at the carriage house, but then you're not really proposing a whole lot to this thing, which is kind of like, you know, you're doing something really great and then, well, that's still left there.
Right.
Yeah,
That thing may want modification.
Yeah.
That's the one building we may want to tell you, please propose modification to.
and I guess that's a question, like, how do we evaluate that build?
That would be, you know, the significance age of the district is what I would encourage to go towards generally. And, you know, Bryden Road has a number of very significant structures around it. And there has been some good new construction that's kind of addressed old buildings.
The question. Yeah.
Just to clarify that I'm hearing everything correctly, because as we stated, we're not changing the structure, anything on the exterior. But in order to receive your,
But even if you're proposing repainting the building,
Right.
that is an approval that still comes.
yeah, so that's where I was going to get to. So right now, you're just seeing renderings of how it currently looks. You are proposing to see an actual rendering how exactly it's going to look.
Design, conceptual approval, we need to understand what it is you're proposing
Mhm.
to guide you to get to your construction documents that you use for your building permit.
Like an exact illustration, how this 4-unit is going to look.
You should
Exterior.
probably think about, because of the size and complexity of this project, having your architect do a schematic or conceptual design package,
Mhm.
which has some really good line work to it that could show us both existing,
Mhm.
what's to be any modification. So any demolition, even if it's marginal things, they're demolition, it's okay.
Yeah.
We want to have you make sure you're giving us a true package. It's nothing worse than us making a decision that was not based on something you were willing to do.
Yeah.
So again,
Specific.
we're not your architect, we're not your
Gotcha.
designer. We can't tell you what to do. We just encourage you to really think about these things in the context of seeking conceptual to full approval.
So can we go to the site plan a little bit? So this is a pretty unusual case. And that's why we're talking about it so much. So, so currently, just so I understand, it's a single family house
With
with,
single family zoning,
with another unit that's the carriage
it's
house
a non-conforming, the
single-
whole thing
And-
is non-conforming.
and
right now.
4 units
Connected.
Yes.
that are already connected.
Yes.
And the lot has already been combined, so it's one parcel.
It's one
Yeah.
parcel.
Correct.
And there,
That's one.
And it's,
And
yeah, it's
we're
the
talking
plan.
about
So there's
boxes,
three,
drawing.
three buildings
that-
on
that
one
drawing.
lot. It's the drawing there and it shows
Okay.
existing single family, proposed apartment,
yeah,
existing single family, existing apartment to remain, and carriage home in the back. So we're taking the current use of space, current buildings, and readapting the use of what's already there. The exit entrance in and out of the property, it is already there. Carriage home access is already there.
And-
Specific.
well, so I guess a couple points. So as you develop the site plan, we will need to see similar kinds of details because that's important for us to understand where all the pieces of the project go. So the existing walkways, how you access the various units, all of those types of things are really critical. If there are utilities that need
This
to
one.
be
That's off this drawing.
on the outside,
It's on the site plan.
am I?
It's a
has that been-
different one. We
okay.
do not have that at this time.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
why I'm
so-
commenting. Okay.
Different architect. This is Stephen Fox.
He is
Jr.
the site engineer who was designing the site plan. So we have a site engineer, Steve Fox. We have the architect who's designing the floor plans,
Yes. so right
Don
now we just
Weaver
have
for
paper.
Alpha. Yeah, so there's a revised site
I'm
plan
understanding that.
prepared by Steve Fox, the site architect or the site engineer, to show the readaptive use for parking.
I
It
see.
also identifies and calls out
We
the
don't have that
existing
one
spaces
Out in the pack.
as they stand.
Okay, so I'll have a better understanding of that. I guess when it comes to parking, so the plan, plan that I saw there, I think we'll have to evaluate later more, but it seems like you have like almost triple stacked parking in some cases, which is really tricky. And I don't know how the city will review that from a code standpoint, but
Right.
so I would rather see a well-designed parking area and then we can talk about the variance. So
Maybe a contextually appropriate parking area that then, you know, we may as a group and to support preservation, encourage a larger number of varied parking spaces, for example.
That,
And that's why it's important to probably get into the nitty gritty of, I think the plan that you approached us with today sort of, it shoves 10 pounds in the 5-pound bag.
Yeah.
And I think a well thought site plan, which has some details, also like, I don't see any provision in there for like parking lot screening and some other requirements that we usually see on projects, which then comes with your landscape plan, which shows us, okay, here's how you've screened the parking areas. So, your neighboring properties don't see these areas, there's some impacts here, obviously, that need to be mitigated a bit. And there are other properties that have been converted.
And these are first steps. So these are things that hopefully you can work with your architect, kind of figure out, what makes sense for you and your projects, and then evaluate drawings and then bring those.
So I have my attorney here. So we're actually in the process of going through council variants for the approval of the site plan as it stands. So I'm not sure if we need to have additional wording to address the concerns that you have brought before us. Of course, yeah, I have extra copies, and I'll make sure there's a file uploaded in my file for the COA.
By the way, what I would ask you to do is first stand up, raise your right hand so I can swear you in.
Yes, thank you.
Do 10 jumping jacks.
Do you swear to tell the truth in your testimony before the commission this evening? If you could state your full name and association with the property for record.
Chris Wallace with Rudolph.
Okay, I would actually also ask you to join the applicant at the
Yes.
table so we make sure we pick up your voice on the microphone, or you.
Or podium. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was.
there
Thanks.
Either or. I just want to make sure that we capture anything that
Yeah, sure.
you're adding. here this evening.
35.
Yeah, so just to get a better understanding of the parking, so yes, we have updated the site plan. There are 13 required spaces. We have 5 that are code compliant. But in order to address some of the concerns from some of the, OTINA in the nearest area commission, we are showing stacked parking at this time. But we realized that those stacked parking spaces, probably when we go through final site compliance, are not going to be code compliance spaces. So we're still going to request a variance from the 13 required spaces down to 5 code compliant spaces that we are able to provide. So yes, and we believe there's some on-street parking that's available on the site. It is close to a COTA bus stop as well. So we believe through the combination of the parking spaces that we can provide, some of the on-street parking that's available, and being near a COTA bus stop, that should fairly well accommodate the future residents of this property as well. Some of the things you mentioned, we can certainly have a conversation with our site engineer. I think you mentioned something regarding parking screening. That's not something that previously had been addressed or someone had brought up. So we could certainly address that issue with him if you all feel that.
I would even encourage you to get a preliminary site plan compliance review with the city.
We have.
Okay.
We've done that.
Through all those sorts of
Already through
things.
that.
Okay,
Mhm.
great.
Yeah, so that was not, parking screening was not addressed in preliminary site compliance. So that's the first I'm hearing of any parking screening, because that did.
Just even from the perspective of, we're being asked to endorse a change of use.
Sure.
Here, and it is single-family homes primarily in this district. And, with headlight screening.
Sure.
Again, anything you can help build your application of why this is a good thing to allow a change of use. Support can help build us. You can help build your support for why we recommend it to.
Sure. And most of the variances we're requesting are due to the irregular nature of this parcel, right? The fact that it has 3 structures on it, the fact that maybe parcels were previously combined, these structures are long existing structures. So most of these things are historical issues. This parcel is kind of irregularly designed, as you can see from that picture rendering that she has pulled up. So most of this has to do with site setbacks and side yards and whatnot that have been in existence for quite some time. I mean, historical issues with the property. They're really the only thing, that we're changing is the use of the property from the multifamily from the single family to the multifamily, and then the parking. All the other variances that we're requesting have to do with the historical nature of the property and kind of the
One of the things
irregular.
that I want to clarify though, and I just can't overemphasize this enough, is when you say the only thing we're doing is asking for a change of use from single family, the single family use is the reason for the district.
Oh, sure.
It is single family. It is a single family home. We have to have some very compelling case of why that this is a great thing for preservation to change this.
So can we address that? Mhm.
Just, so just know that that's one of your most important things. So please don't emphasize this component, because it's a very significant change of use, I think, for this property, because it is still its original use. And, that's important for us.
Sure. I would say, there are 3 existing structures on the property. So for the property to reach its full potential and its full value, I would say, for anybody that wants to buy the property, invest in the property, rehab the property, turn the property back into a productive property, I think this property.
Why would it not be
Real quick before
single family?
we continue.
Let's not get on this.
Yeah, but I will say, historically, what we're doing here as the commission is doing the historical preservation of what is currently existing. Right now, there's a single-family home on the property and a single-family home historic zoning district of Bryden Road specifically. Carriage House is not a single-family home. It is a carriage house. It was used for utilitarian use. As Commissioner Henry has said, we have been supportive of converting those into livable spaces for people, maybe as an ADU or things of that nature. And there is the 4-unit on the property as well. But currently, right now, it is a single-family residential zoning district with a single-family residential building on it and a carriage house, which is technically not a residential unit at this time. So our goal as the Preservation and Review Commission is to maintain that context, as Commissioner McCabe has stated before. So we do that needs to weigh in the review process. So just to clarify before we go down that road, but that's just where we're at basis, and then we will have to go from there for review process. So
I just wanted to ask, so as we weigh in on the residential area for Brighton Road, just for reference, and we can have on record, there's 2019, there was condos built, brand new condos built on Brighton Road. So the residential, the multifamily use, the additional housing has been accepted. So precedence has been established in terms of
that is a new
area.
construction. This building is an historic building. So that's why there's that change and difference in review process for those items. If it was a vacant property and approved to have a new building on that location, that is a different review in the process of a historic single family building. So just to set the base there of the reasoning for the discussion of this review and things. So, and there are multi-units on the street, but they were historically built that way or before it was a district. So that's just, what needs to be considered when reviewing this.
What if
at
we
this
gave
time.
you some time to maybe consider some things with your architect and maybe really look into the viability of the things you want to change and the amount of work that is going into it, and submit that back to us so we can get together again? Because we're just starting in this process of the conceptual process. I think that's going to be really important to see a bigger, better version of your vision, right? That makes sense. So we could continue it to next month and hopefully see some alternative drawings and some things that you want to do.
Okay, thank you.
Does that sound fair? I make a motion to continue to the main
Do we need
agenda.
to do
It's
that?
conceptual.
Oh,
So
it just
for
keeps rolling.
this,
Yeah.
so we will send
An
a
agenda?
letter, a letter of feedback to discuss with the commission to help you, further refine your proposal. For conceptuals, you do have an additional week from the deadline. So I believe that's May 1st. If you would like to, send revised materials, then we could add you on for May, but it would have to be by that May 1st deadline to be included on the agenda.
And I think your council did not have the benefit of being here at the start of the discussion. Just the biggest thing I think that could really help is to really understand what is going to happen on the exteriors of the buildings.
Sure.
Where we do have jurisdiction. I don't think we're anywhere near even what we normally have seen for other conceptual applicants.
Yeah. I jotted that down. So I did pick up on that. So it sounds like, there's still some more work that the architect will need to do with.
Architect, engineer.
Yep.
I would say the same thing for the site. If there are, like stormwater came up earlier, if that's something that will drive the site plan potentially, then we want to see that in the discussion. If it's not, then we need to know that also. So, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you all.
Yeah.
Yep. Thank you. Appreciate it.
And if you guys have any questions, just email HRC, of course.
Thank you.
All right. I
We
believe
are
app-
onto 504 Park
Yes,
Street.
I was gonna say, I believe the applicant has arrived for that, so. We're on to the next conceptual application.
I think it's West Jeffries, right?
Yes, we do. That is still on yeah.
See how that goes.
Yeah, we'll go back after this. For 504 Park Street, this conceptual, apply a mural to the side elevation of the elevation that was previously been painted, apply composite wood treatment around main entry door. Conceptual wall and blade signs are also included in the packet. The property was constructed in 1969, which places the property within the local and national period of being considered historic. We've included the March hearing minutes. Would the commissioners like me to review any at this moment in time?
If you don't mind, Morgan.
Yeah.
I would love to take a 5-minute recess for us.
Yeah, it's fine, of course. It's totally fine. I'm like ready. I'm like, we've been moving along.
I'd like to take a 5-minute recess starting here at 5:44 p.m.
5:44.
Thank you.
No, thank you, Commissioner Cape. Please stop me. We're on a roll and I'm like, gonna go.
We are on a roll, but.
We need to pause that roll. That's fine.
While we're on break,
Mhm. In general, just for local is 40 years, Mr. Henry, and the national's 50.
okay,
Yeah.
so Bryden Road is brought up to because sometimes on the historical district, on the federal, the period of significance, sometimes, I mean, it can be defined up to 50 years ago,
Yeah.
but sometimes it can be defined from 1901 to 1910, because
Mhm.
that's when the
Oh.
development occurred.
Okay, I thought you meant nationally and locally.
Yeah, and I mean, it can be brought up all the way to 1976, but if there wasn't anything significant that contributed to the historical district past 1920, the period of significance may be 1900 to 1920.
I think it would probably be or be within that timeline for just the period of when the buildings were constructed on the road. I don't know the exact, like decades, but
The reason why I'm asking is that addition on that,
What is that?
yeah, could be a non-contributing to the district. I mean, nationally, when we put stuff on the registry, within the district, there's often buildings that are considered non-contributing.
yes. Mhm.
And I don't know if you do that locally also.
No, it can. I mean, of course, that is a conversation that we have sometimes when garages that were built in like 1970 or 1980, are they contributing to the area or whatnot, or if there's any significance to them to maintain, so that could be a conversation too for that 1967. We could also look to see what has, changed on the exterior over time. It doesn't look like that was the original 1967 appearance, but no, that's always a conversation that we can have. But locally it's 40, nationally it's 50, but there's also other criteria that we consider.
Right.
Just evaluating that.
Yeah.
What's the basis?
Yeah.
Yeah,
If-
so we can talk about
If
that.
it was built
yeah.
outside the period of significance, not even with, but even before it became a historical district, depending upon where the lines for the historical district are, it may be like considered to be a non-contributing. And then that would give them more leeway to do more things with it.
I will say, since this is pertaining to an application that we just discussed, that we
Okay.
limit that discussion, but I will look into additional information on Bryden Road, so that can be, considered on further evaluation of that application. Thank you, Commissioner Henry, though. But it's a good question to have, so.
It's definitely not an easy one.
No. It's
That one, like, kind of a little bit more challenging than some of the things I've seen.
It's got about 3 or 4 different things that I have to look at simultaneously. So, yeah.
No, it'll be interesting to see. So, yeah. So we'll see if they, submit something for May, and we'll keep you all posted, of course.
I think we actually have done really well in timing tonight.
Yeah, we were really rolling there.
No, I was gonna say, we've been rolling. That's why I just kept the momentum going, but.
And then we kind of slowed.
I thought I was late.
No.
No, we were early.
I figured it'd be
We
here
just-
till
we've been-
7, easy.
We just been moving.
Wow.
All right, let's get this going. See what kind of good stuff you got for us.
Okay, I will need to reconvene and.
That is fine. All right, I will reread the staff report.
Are we recording again?
Yes, no, we've been recording, even if we have a recess, we continue recording, so.
Okay, great.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, calling back to order here at 5:48 PM.
Perfect.
Morgan,
Yes.
it's all yours.
It is me. Thank you, Commissioner McCabe. So this is for 504 Park Street. Apply a mural to the side elevation that has previously been painted. Apply composite wood treatment around main entry door and conceptual wall and blade signs as stated previously. The property was constructed in 1969, which places the property within the local and national period of being considered historic. And then the March 2026 hearing minutes are included. Would any of the commissioners like me to reread any of those minutes at this time?
Unless you need. Maybe just a quick summary.
That's fine. That's
Yeah,
why I'm
okay.
like Commissioner
Yeah,
Leisure.
so- Thank you. Yeah.
No worries at all. All right, so the commissioners expressed concern over adding wood to completely cover over the brick wall on the previous renderings that were submitted. They typically do not support painting brick or masonry that has not already been painted. Some commissioners noted an avenue to think about of whether the wood veneer can be done in a removable manner or will it cause damage to the brick. Has applicants considered adding a mural to the previous painted CMU wall such as a heat wrap transfer, which we have seen in the past for projects? Suggest applicant to look into recent approval for signage, just for storefront signage and blade signs. What was that? Just ask commission to, what was this one? Sorry. I'm getting some things together right now. Oh, and then support of the metal pavilions that the applicant was providing from the last conceptual. So the April business meeting, commissioners stated that the side of the building is a big improvement from the past conceptual review and is complementary to the area. Commissioners stated that there appears to be a minor disconnect between the side and the front. Between the side and the front, and they recommend to maybe improve composition by continuing the wood cladding up from around the door to be in line with the corner window.
So it looks like the applicant did that, by the way, on option 1 and 2.
Yes. Yes, so these have been submitted. I was going to say, oh no, did I not include them? They're there. Okay. Most commissioners in general have a hard line to not paint the front facade, even with the proposed distress finish. Could be supportive of the distress paint finish on the brick wall. Applicant responded with the following to the business meeting feedback. They submitted the two options here, an example of the distressing application finish. Staff notes that the applicant has provided examples of a distressed finish located on North Market Street or North Market. Staff would like to clarify that the current distress look that is on the historical building is a result of the building having been painted or painted signage on the structure, which has weathered over time and shows the different phases of the building. The building in discussion was constructed with the brick finish on the facade and does not have evidence of being previously painted or previously painted signage such as the North Market building, just for context. Additionally, I know the applicant does have the Park Street District. I just want to clarify that this is technically the North Market Historic District. So it is not the Park Street District, just to clarify that. And since this is conceptual, to offer design feedback that can be utilized by the applicant to further refine the proposal, and no action is required at this time. So
Thank you.
that's all. Thank you.
Appreciate it. And now, could I have you raise your right hand? You swear to tell the truth in your testimony before the commission this evening?
I do.
State your full name and association with the property for record.
David Rechtenwald, architect, Rechtenwald Studio Architects.
Thank you. And, well, feel free to, if need be, approach the screen if you at any point need to point out anything.
Okay.
But is there anything you would like to add before we open it up to some of our questions, comments, discussion?
Sure. Oh, you want, okay.
Sure, yeah.
Is there any comments you want to add or?
Yeah.
would like us to?
That's good. I feel like that often.
Yeah, well, I think that based on what we talked about the first time, we've come back and we've tried to follow through and do a few things.
I think you're in the right
You're
direction.
going the
Yeah,
right way.
I like it. Good
Yeah,
work.
and then you did get the two options in there. I mean, I didn't know that we were really going to go off on those tangents, but that came out of the business meeting. And there are a few other little details that I pushed back on them on some of these images, but the main thing is obviously the brick facade. So staining it even to a distressed 10% is still out. Is that how we still see that? Even though the color, we maintain most of the color, we maintain most of the character of the brick, we still can't, we got to do something to lighten it up.
We've never allowed it. If we allow it with you, we're gonna have everybody wanting to do that to their brick and
Give us
it's
the lighting
also, it's
plan.
also not authentic. I mean, you're kind of imposing a false history on the brick then. Whereas at the North Market, that is the real history of it. Because it was painted probably what, 1910, 1912. And so what you're seeing there, it really is distressed brick.
Sure.
What you're proposing is a fake distressed brick.
Wow.
And we don't like to fake history.
Sure, understood. When you say everyone, who are we talking about?
I don't
Throughout
know.
the city or just through this
How
district?
how many buildings are there in the historical district?
Oh.
District, probably 10,000.
There's many. We have
Just as
many.
precedent,
finish-
which we
yeah.
don't- which we don't want to set.
Understood. I understood. If you're talking about Park Street or the,
No,
and
no.
there
If
there
we
aren't
allow
many
it for you, we
examples
have
of
to
that.
allow it for
All the
whatever,
districts
10,000 buildings in town.
that historic.
Okay, that's fine. So you're, all right, understood. I don't know how to push back on that one, but seems to be such an isolated piece of facade that's already been pulled apart. I'm shocked that you want to preserve it or are so adamant about applying this, let's not do anything to the brick idea when it's really on an island.
I did want to still so I know you were not at the business meeting. I still had some questions about the facade brick itself. There was a detailed close-up photo. There was at least two different random textures going on.
Yes.
On the facade. And I had questions about, the wonkiness of the brick itself. Having wire cut in one direction and then there's
Oh,
another
yeah, right.
direction to it as well. You can see it a little bit. I mean, when you look around these windows, I wasn't sure. Was that truly ever an intentional thing happening back in the day?
Oh, who knows? Architects have crazy ideas.
And of course,
It's really planned. It's kind of wild.
is it?
There's a little bit of pattern up here in the middle and then it changes.
The other thing is the wall brick does not match this building facade brick
I know.
either.
It's a difficult ability to deal with
It
because
is. This is an extremely difficult.
because it's not a very nice building,
And it's been modified so
which
heavily.
is which is a difficult.
I think it's a nice building.
It's a very.
Didn't do anything
modified-
wrong to me.
We
We're trying to make a complete project.
It's so
There's
modified.
a lot of things.
You
that
know,
are looking at-
the what you've done to the side is I think inviting and really kind of wonderful, and that's going to be right across from the North Market, which is going to be the plaza there, and it's going to, I mean, that'd be a place I'd want to go to because it would look contemporary, it would look now.
That mural is
And so
really neat. That's
I
pretty.
think that mural is very compelling that people would want to go there and
Well done.
You could wrap that mural around the corner a bit if you use the
The vinyl
on it, and that would give continuity to that whole corner. And it would also make that window
Can we
more
go back to the
significant.
front
And you
corner?
could bring that all the way over
Oh,
past the door.
Can we finish the mural conversation real quick? So, so this is not being evaluated as a sign, correct? It's a mural.
This is being evaluated as a mural.
Okay, I think it's cool too. I just wanted to
That is
clarify.
nice.
Yeah.
I mean, this portion, of course, welcome to Park Street would be considered signage, but the additional mural on the wall is just.
Would that be considered signage though, because it's not specific to the business?
So we just,
Question?
About
It's
a
a fun
district
play,
and
yeah.
about a public thing,
and
not a.
which is why I think you asked the question about the name, because
Mhm.
it's the North Market Historic District.
Mhm.
So, and I'm just parsing that, because I think that's important.
We can
But-
clarify that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the signage
I do
guidelines.
And
understand.
I'm trying to, yeah.
Park Street District is a thing that's going on in business, in private business right now.
That got in without my guidance, so.
Because if there's a Park Street district that's different and that is a sign, then we would
Understood.
be evaluating it
Yeah.
differently, which is my point. So
The next time you see that, that will be gone probably.
okay.
I
So you hear that?
So
Okay.
I want Clyde to clarify, when he
Okay.
suggests
It's
wrapping the mural, by the way, around the front of the building, I would like for him to describe what he's thinking.
Yeah.
This proportion's actually pretty nice there. So, I mean, you could bring it over here and bring it down. And even if you just want it to the corner,
Would that lighten up your?
incorporate this whole corner as sort of a block, and that really kind of, but you could also, I mean, the doors also is an area where you could stop it. I mean, I don't want to design it for you because that wouldn't be right, but I'm just saying.
Yes, you guys do. You guys say this all the time. We're not the architect, but you narrow all the variables.
Several options.
That's understood. So you would be open to bringing the mural around?
Not paint.
Not paint.
Not
It's
paint.
the heat shrink wrap apply.
Vinyl.
Okay, but I don't know how that's going to apply to this textured brick. That sounds like a
works really
huge
well.
pain.
It's done all over the district.
There's a couple vendors in
Yeah.
Columbus who can do it.
You could check into it. How about
Yes.
that?
Okay.
If you look at the, if you
And you
look at
would
the
allow
both
that.
buildings in the short north.
But you won't,
It's
there-
because
there's
the wrap is
oftentimes-
reversible and the paint is not, especially with a texture brick. Yes, the wrap is
but you're
reversible.
taking away the quality of the masonry material visually, which is what you're trying to preserve, but now this is.
But not physically. So if yes, if it changes in the future, wrap can be removed, brick is still maintained.
Fabric
Paint
is
is,
maintained.
yeah.
You realize we're
paint is
helping you
not.
go where you
So-
want to go.
Can't do this anymore.
Come on. It's not your first rodeo.
So that's the difference of the wrap and the paint. Paint is more permanent, wrap can be removable. So
Okay.
I do like
Less
the margin
invasive.
between the window and the door and that extra piece. So whatever you do, I kind of like that it's whatever that is.
Margin between the window and the door.
The corner window and the door opening.
Yes.
Is what? 3 feet, 2 feet, whatever it is.
Maybe 2.6.
So I like that also on the other side. I think it really kind of balances out that door.
Okay.
So whatever you do, kind of figure out how to incorporate that in there, right? I think
Okay.
that's kind of a neat.
It's a little bit of what when we saw your revised idea about the wood. Some of us said, well, wouldn't it be cool to do like option 2 where the wood, you've kind of got it up there, or option 1? You took cues from, by the way, from our business meeting, which is
Yes.
great. We're just trying to find ways to maybe figure out how, if you did some revisions, again.
We're
different
getting
things
there.
as you're-
We're almost there.
Sure, no, I know.
We're trying to work with you on things you guys have asked for.
Right.
Right, in materials, but in ways that make sense for the geometry of the building. It's a muddled building, but we're trying to like pay some aesthetic attention to what this building's trying to give us cues with.
Mhm.
So,
Murals on point. It really brings a lot of life. to the
mural's
building.
great. I mean, I think the commission is willing to work with you, It's not painting that front piece. It would have to be that treatment.
So the wrap would have to match whatever we do paint wise on the side.
Which, yeah, by the way, they print the treatment stuff on, and then they put it on in the field.
Right.
And you can give them any graphic file and they do it.
Okay. I'd like to see how this is going to behave on this.
You may want to put the wrap on first, then paint it to match the wrap.
Yes.
I don't know.
Sure.
A lot of murals that have gone through, and such as like the Italian Village Commission District or Victorian Village, that is the wrap that is applied. So there's many prints that they can do, and it is sometimes on historic buildings. So some of that is textured brick as well. Not like this kind of textured brick, but more of
Able to
so.
check them out. See what you think.
Mhm.
Is there one on Martini's right now? There was for a while.
On
I don't
the
know.
north side of the building,
Yeah, is there?
there was something up there. for a
Yeah.
while, but I don't.
Where Martini's is, it's
Okay.
just right, it's on the other side of the market from this building.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of them up there on brick. It
Well-
basically, they print like a sheet, like you would a.
Yeah,
a-
I've seen it.
board side, they do some of a heat gun on it and it,
Pardon me.
and
Okay.
they go on, but the point is,
He's at the
they're
point.
considered to be temporary, even though they're up there for years. You
All right.
know, It's sort of like putting up a flag or something that you're gonna take down.
What else do you want to Beat us up on. Come on.
So one clarifying question, if I can ask. So the railing of the staircase coming down, is it just painting that? Is that the,
Yes,
okay, just note that
currently
in your-
black.
Right.
We want everything to go that off-white on that south facade, so it all reads
the inside,
together.
pretty
It'll
much.
this way it'll disappear.
Okay.
as opposed to-
The renderings
works
are.
well with the paint.
Yeah.
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 Just tie it all together.
Yeah.
Once we figure it out.
I'm fine with that. I just want the rendering show like a different railing infill on the other rendering. So I just want to clarify that.
Wait.
Like the perspective.
Oh, you mean the basket?
Yeah, that like the infill panel is slightly different in this render. So I just want to make sure we're just painting it. So
Not exactly sure what liberties were taken there on the image, so.
Understood. Yeah.
I'll look into it.
It just note and we're good.
Yes.
Okay.
The signage,
I was gonna say, talk to me about what your preferred signage is, because each of these has a slightly different context. I get it that you have a blade at the 45-degree angle.
that's a guarantee. That's the same size as the existing. We'll recreate that.
Yeah,
Blade's great.
it's great. I mean, it
Counts towards your numbers, but
it
it's
seems
good.
like it works nicely. It'll be viewable from a nice, from a distance in ways that make sense. But tell me about the other sign. If
Wait,
you do end up wrapping the mural, what do you think you want to do?
Well, the blade sign, how's it lit?
Internally.
Are we allowed internally lit signs? That are good?
We don't, it's only external illumination. So we do halo lit is as a method for external illumination, and also neon lettering or LED faux neon tube lettering and things like that.
What's the one there that was approved?
I believe it's supposed to be externally illuminated, and I know there's some, we do have,
I got the shop drawings for it and we're following that.
Yeah,
So I couldn't tell you. I did not read the shop drawings. I got enough trouble trying to get through these issues, so.
we do have the previous approval for the.
Yeah, we're following that. They're gonna hire the same sign company, the same shop drawing and try and get something similar.
Yeah.
Or identical. That's the idea for the blade.
Might have been I think it was a neon sign originally, wasn't it?
It was, the Hell at the Moon was a,
Bar Louie.
the drawing. Got it with you? Let's look.
Bar Louie's here, but I will say Hell at the Moon is the most recent signage, and I can't remember exactly.
When was that approved? Stamped on there? Is that
This one was approved back in,
bottom? There you
that's the back of it apparently, and it doesn't have the writing.
go. All right. Thank you, sir.
2006 was when Bar Louie was approved.
Okay. How is that lit?
Mhm.
Says neon.
Yeah.
Oh, changed.
But again, this is not the current sign that is on the property. It's the Howl at the Moon sign. So
We're looking at the Howl at the Moon.
you are looking,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
wonderful. I had it originally.
So we cannot follow that then?
I don't think that it's not that we can't, because there is that current signage there. We'll just need more
21.
detailing of it, but we do recommend from our short north design guidelines on specifics. So I'm just saying, so that's something that will be discussed with the commission, but we do have, of course, that past approval of that signage from the commission.
Was it?
It'd be very easy to just have them recreate this sign with the same components and the same.
And I'm just saying that's from our recommendation as the office for the Historic Preservation Office.
Yeah.
We'll recommend doing external illumination from the short north design guidelines, but we also do have the precedence of this sign that is currently there for review as well.
Okay.
So that's all.
A good template. I'd say let's just keep that kind of moving.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that's fine, but
That's where I'm going.
yeah.
What other things you want?
Mhm.
That this is nitty gritty now.
Correct.
We'll get to it. But tell us about, you still want sugar on the other profile?
Well, I do. Now, coming out of the business meeting, there was some comment about the sign or whatever the name is going to be needs to be moved over the entry. Right? Sugar moved.
So we, in the context of the wood idea was, we suggested at the business meeting, taking sugar off and moving it over the door to just consolidate everything into a more neat looking organization.
It
It
could.
freed up everything rather nicely.
Is that what you want? What do you want? What do you want?
But it was just a recommendation from Commissioner Bostick, just of moving
think it
for
really makes it
possibly.
clean. I think
I've
it's a
already-
clean look. I like it.
It cleans up the geometry and.
Yeah, it really makes the building, it pops on the corner. You know where to go. You know what you're looking at. Look at the lower image.
So you would bring the mural around and just above.
Just on the top,
Yes,
just that top portion, that band.
correct. I got them to move the pedestrian fixture down where the pedestrian fixture should be on the side, the doors. You don't have this one. This is just hot off the press.
Oh, hot off. Okay, that's why I'm like, am I missing something?
Well, no, we took even additional comments from,
You got a chevron pattern here. You got flowers that are blue and white. This is stainless
Are you
steel.
playing architect?
No, I'm looking at it. Clyde, can I get your perspective?
What do you think?
See,
I'm unsure why there's even wood on the building. There's no really natural colored wood anywhere in the district.
That's what the guy wants.
I mean, so we're basically introducing a material that's not even in the district. It just doesn't,
What if we get rid of the wood, put the thing all the way down, the blue,
I mean,
and then put the name above the door?
or.
We can make those recommendations to the
Okay.
applicant
Well,
to provide those conceptual drawings. Thank you.
they've used this material before and they want to use it, again. So
Boring.
Is it,
It is absolutely.
is it
that
wood
what
or
it
is
is?
it?
Synthetic?
It's actually wood.
It's
Okay.
It's a thermally compressed.
Wood.
It's
a
a
hard-
modified wood.
it's meant to be used outdoors. So they've used it successfully in the past. I was going to stick it in a bucket of water for a couple of days and see what happens to it. So I really don't know, but it's,
Used on the ground. I can't imagine.
it needs to be pulled off the ground. There's no doubt. So,
It smells like cedar. Is it cedar?
but they want something near the door that's different than just brick.
That's the grain.
Yeah, and to make it last.
May I see the material when you
Have
all are
we-
done?
Is there any example of this being used anywhere that we could see that's been up for?
That's one of my next, I'm trying to find that out next. I investigated the masonry staining guy as far as I could.
Do all that, right?
Yeah, there's all different kinds of finishes for that. So
You order it that way. You don't treat this.
that's correct. And it comes in random lengths. So
And you'd want to do that chevron?
yes.
Okay. Pattern?
So this is thermally compressed.
Mhm.
I'm going to ask the applicant just for a future conceptual or future whatever application,
Yeah.
just to submit the product manufacturing information about this.
Sure, I've
specifically.
got it.
Thank you.
Here's a key. How you stick it to the building? And how do we tear that off and it's not going to be?
Hat channels.
Years from now?
Hat channels
Okay.
in the joints only, because there's no way to get it level.
God knows what he's doing.
Yeah, there's no way to get it flush because of the texture of the brick will have to, it'll have to sit out front. So
Is that south?
But does
Wait,
it
west.
also-
That's west.
it'll face west.
You're right.
So I would typically say no to something like that, but they have a pretty decent finished carpenter on staff. So I feel that they can make that work.
I'm
That
really
does-
still not sold on that application, frankly, but I could see the wrap going all the way around. So if you think the wrap could go all the way down over those doors with the name above it, or if you want to put the name in the middle, whatever you want to come up with, we could look at that too. So if
Okay.
you bring that and you propose it back to the owners or whomever, and they get on board with part of that shrink wrap,
Well,
might be a possibility. I don't know.
I'll bring the mural around. They're going to want the wood. We'll make the wood meet the top of the window. We'll bring the sign over. And I think I can get them there.
And these are all suggestions, of course, to deter from painting the brick.
Exactly so.
Yes,
And these are all temporary.
I believe
finishes
so.
to pull off, and especially knowing how you're gonna install this, I feel better knowing how it's.
Correct.
Gonna preserve what's there, fabric.
And am I correct, Commission, on saying that, like, these are options to maybe,
Consider.
consider to also maintain the original brick that's on the building and not to paint or.
I think it's
Fine line.
I think it's worthwhile for the applicant to think about that if you pulled the mural around, okay, and you made a larger area of it, as maybe Mr. Henry had suggested, going to the edge of the left-hand edge of the double doors or be slightly beyond. But you still kept your signage there. Maybe the wood could just become the backer board area for the sign. And just, and it'll help your client, I think, brighten up that front facade a lot because you have a lot more of that mural area wrapped around?
Similar to our previous,
Kind of like a
No,
frame
no,
around the
you're-
name. Yeah,
you're-
yeah, yeah,
you're-
yeah.
Yes, but
There
that
you
would
go.
be just constrained to just an area above the door
okay,
so that it gives you that dark background for the lighter letters.
right?
And it gives them this, they keep trying to whitewash the brick. Well, the
Yes.
mural is gonna be covering up about a third of the front of the brick, which lightens a lot of this up.
And if you do a blue awning, a lighter blue awning, maybe, I don't
Yes,
know if you're
maybe.
gonna fool with that a little bit.
You might be able to play with some other things here that get you lightened up a lot
Yeah, I
more.
think that would really draw in some eyeballs.
And then if you just don't touch that remaining 2/3 brick and you just leave it as is, you're probably where the commission might really be like, hey, this is looking great.
Thanks for working with us, though.
Yeah.
You've come a long way. We know it's not easy, but you're doing a good job, and I appreciate your patience with it.
Thank you.
Because the attraction of the building is sort of that corner window. I mean, if people are going by,
It is the
you're gonna see the
idea.
light. The rest of it's just kind of background. If someone's gonna choose to go into that building, they're gonna, it's
So
because they see that.
recovering the awning might be an option. And then bringing that mural around one, which covers over about a third of the brick. That is then lightening it up a lot. I think that's a real big. That's been a real big agreement on the commission's part to help get to where you might have wanted to go.
Okay, just so I understand, looking at this image,
Yeah, you feel free to go.
Yeah, if you need to
either.
point anything,
Yeah.
whatever
Sure.
TV's easier
Getting
for you.
clarity is a good thing on this.
Yes.
Good one.
if I keep this down equal with this and then bring this wrap all the way over, is that what you're talking about?
I think there's.
No,
something
no,
there about-
I'm saying you just bring the mural all the way down and around that whole thing, yes. And then
Eliminating the
the
wood?
wood is just the backer behind the sign.
Just like you have it already existing behind that sign.
But then it's moved
it's
over
right
on
on
top
top
of
of
the
your-
door,
Like this?
Yes,
but on top of the door.
but over the top of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
door.
Right.
Okay.
Just where the word sugar is, you had the word sugar right above the door and option in the next, can you go to the next page?
Yeah, if I can.
Don't move. Okay, see where you got the wood sugar right now?
Yes.
Just leave the wood right around where it says sugar,
Okay.
but the rest of it becomes mural. Yes.
All the
The
way to
rest,
the top.
yep. The rest of that area. Yes. And the rest of it just becomes mural all the way. Yes.
Yep.
There you go.
There you go.
And then if you wanted to change your awning fabric to something light,
So it
boy,
ties
you
that little-
really lighten this whole facade.
I mean,
Yes.
That ties that corner of the building into the mural.
And you can't paint
And-
any brick.
No brick. Yeah, so I think just to clarify our conversation, the commission is not in support of painting the brick whatsoever in any form or fashion. Let me clarify.
You gotta put it in front of it.
But the commission is in support of adding maybe the vinyl wrap on that historic brick in a portion of that facade. And things of that nature, and maybe limiting the use of the wood on the front
It's gonna
facade.
be
Yes.
metal channel letters, or what are you proposing with the name over the door? Or appearance of metal, or you have any idea what kind of you're kicking there? Or?
It was when it was over in the middle, and then we were going to reuse the gooseneck fixtures above it to illuminate just solid, what was that? A piece of wood that was 25 square feet, rectangle with sugar on it. And then that would be illuminated with the existing gooseneck. That was where we were headed. Right now, those gooseneck fixtures are illuminating the top of the awning, which I'm not sure why they're there, but
Right.
we want to get rid of those, obviously, and put them in a little bit more usable location. So that was the original concept.
Gotcha.
And just one quick thing. So I'm in support of the pavilion structures, but any other site stuff, we just need to show that on the site plan, like any permanent furnishings or plantings or those types of things.
Plantings I'm unaware of. The pavilion structures were the only other ones that we had discussed with the louvered pavilions, and those seemed to be okay from our previous meeting.
Okay.
Other than that, what about and we're just going to leave alone the patio brick wall?
Yep.
We just leave it?
That's up to you. I mean, again,
I would think.
we encourage you to do as little as possible with the brick.
Understood.
Less is more, I guess.
It's just really,
Yeah.
it's just doing nothing. It's not, now it's going to look completely disparate from all the other parts of the building.
So Just, yeah, again,
Let you cover the whole facade, the wrap. Then
Yeah.
you can cover the brick on the little wall.
Do you have room to plant ivy?
I don't think I don't think they'll go for that, so.
I think it'll tie in. I think you're there. You can't use it for marketing. You can't put a signboard on it. I mean, you could, but it's very unlikely we would approve something like that.
Real quick, just to kind of wrap up the conversation, unless the commissioners have anything else to add, I was just going to say for maybe a future conceptual or action application, David, when you come in, we'll need to have signage drawings, like specific ones, kind of like Howl at the Moon, just for sizing, illumination, installation method, and all that stuff. So just when you're ready for that, we'll need to include something similar.
Can that be a separate submission or no?
Be a separate.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, because they're going to hire, is it Signcom or?
This is.
There's many different signage.
Yeah,
companies.
we're going to go right back to them and let them handle that package.
That's fine. Yeah, it can be separate for sure, but when that does come, it will need to be something of that.
That'll be
nature of a package.
both signs that they're
Yes.
gonna do. Okay,
Yes.
together.
Do you need that back?
I do,
Can I take a picture of that real quick?
unless you,
Send it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, we have it on file. It was supposed to be the packet. It wasn't.
Thank you for sharing that. Appreciate that.
I think at this juncture too, I think we've given you some real big flexibility. I think it's important to start to put your packages together to get your final approval.
yes,
As
You're there, almost.
if you don't have things ready, just call it out as sign future submission
Mhm,
or things future submission, and just make sure your packages are clear what you're seeking approval on,
mhm.
packages are clear of what?
what you're seeking approval on.
I gotcha, okay.
So if you submit a rendering, but the signage is not part of it, just include
Just
that.
note it.
written
Correct. And then
description.
product-wise, you're going to need a cut sheet of the lantern that we're going to use. You'll need product information for the wood,
Correct.
if we choose to continue with that.
It'd be great to come back in with that sample and put that in record, just because that might have to be approved as a test case condition, because we've never just encountered the material before.
Mhm, potentially, yes.
The way it
Um,
fastens, it's a big deal. The way it fastens,
Yeah.
the cut sheet.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And then the type of wrap that you're going to be using, there are some different products. 3M has been used in the past, but there are other products for the vinyl wrap.
Yeah.
There are actually several companies here in Columbus.
Yeah.
Sign people, they're generally.
Somebody else. Okay.
So just, providing that if that's part of it.
And as Matthew said, just note every detail, paint, everything to
Mhm.
match, this not to match,
Yeah,
handrails,
if-
all the things.
Yeah.
If you need to replace
That's true.
concrete in the patio, note that on here. If not, say existing to remain as is.
Right.
That's all we need.
Yeah.
Vinyl
Yeah,
material packets.
right.
Okay.
Man, you're almost there. Looking good. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Marching orders.
Okay.
Yep. Thank you.
I think I know what to do.
Fun.
All right. And thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, and as stated earlier, David, as you heard, you have until May 1st to submit for any new application since you are conceptual. If you want to come conceptual again, new application. If you want to come for action, new application. So
If I were to come conceptual again to get approval on the final look,
If it looks good, we can convert it.
and then you can convert it to a administrative if I have all the details, because I can't smash all these 8.5 by 11s together with all the product information in such a short period of time.
understandable. That's why we just allow that time if possible. It's possible if we have everything that conceptual could be moved to action.
Conditionally on if you submit the rest of the packet.
Yes.
Understood.
If it matches,
Got
we
it.
can give you the green thumb, but you got to get all the stuff in.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not best practice, but it has been done in the past. So,
Okay.
but if you are ready, you can submit for an action application and things like that.
Understood. All right. I think I know what to do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. All
All right.
right.
Nice
We
work.
have
We got one more.
one more, and I will say the applicant is not here, but it is for a tree removal of, yes, let's
That's
talk
okay,
about
great.
it if that's okay with everybody. I think they supplied all the information that we need for this one. So let me just get to that application real quick. So this is removing existing mature maple tree on property for 147 West Jeffrey Place, replaced with new native tree in fall or spring. The maple tree is dying. It has recently, received limb damage with windstorms, and property currently has multiple large shade trees, like you can see from the site plan. And again, the commission did not have quorum at the business meeting to move it to staff approval,
This one?
but they were in support.
Oak.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's, okay.
Did he submit the replacement for it?
Yeah, so he did. So they're proposing to plant an American beech tree with a 3-inch caliper. And the beech tree is a part of the city arborist large class shade trees and would be an appropriate replacement. I think the height is like 45 feet or something. So we would be support in, approving the application.
Which one is it?
For the dead tree. Is that what you're talking
Yeah, is
about,
it the
Christian?
one with the split arms right there?
It is, yeah, it's this one here. Oh, no, this one, I'm sorry. It broke off of this section.
Okay.
So it's not
Don't-
even that large of a caliber tree.
As long as we're very specific that it's
Isn't it
just
like a
that.
silver maple or
Just- yeah.
something?
That's exactly what it is.
They don't live very long. either.
No.
That's even the same with the
And
one
they're
next
brittle.
to it. But
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
the one
So-
behind it though, that's a really nice. tree.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that one's staying. And so is the one up here. So,
I make a motion to approve as submitted.
Second.
waiting on guys, wait.
Got a motion?
I'm not ready.
I want to make sure as the landscape architect, all the way.
Yeah. I think this makes sense. I appreciate them submitting just generally for this.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think the replacement is the appropriate size and species. So, yeah.
Yeah, usually we get people who are like, I
Thank you,
want to
Matt.
plant this half caliper tree.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, replacement appropriate.
Okay, so no other questions, comments? All those in favor say aye.
I,
Opposed, abstention, motion passes. Are there any items of old or new business today?
They're highlighted.
Not at this time unless the commission has anything, but we don't have anything on the agenda, so.
I will move to hear.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, there's a motion.
Second.
Having a second, any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank
We
you.
are officially adjourned here at 6:25 PM.
Yes, we are.